Hello, everyone. Welcome back to ALR. Goodness gracious me, it feels fantastic to be back. And my word, then I'm loving the comments already. It's fantastic. And it just feels right, doesn't it, to be back as well? We're going to go through the driver lineup a bit quick. Before we do so, no, we're going to go through it now, actually, aren't we? And of course, we're going with Danger Times, the world champion from Division 7 last season, wasn't he? And in 1/4 of all of his races, he has won so far. So that's quarter between that's a quarter between you and I, kind of thing. Only 3 DNFs in his career as well. Next up is Lost Souls, and who's a returning member to ALR. Of course, he's had 23 Grand Prix starts, 2 podiums as well. I cannot believe he's not won a race yet. However, I do think that he will be able to win that race. Will win a race this season as well. I'm getting distracted by the comments. I need to stop reading for the minute. Up next is the McLaren, the 2-time Constructors Champions. They have won the last 2 Constructors Champions as well. In it, we've got Clarkey, a double race winner, of course, back in Season 4, which is still, to date, his best season he's had in ALR. Hopefully, he'll get some more wins under his belt as well, and eliminate those DNFs, which he seems to have a couple of gremlins for, doesn't he? Unfortunately for Clarkey, but he does start his 30th Grand Prix here tonight. Next up is Marky, who was a seasoned veteran in silver. However, this is his first ever race in gold tonight here in Bahrain. Of course, if you didn't know, Bahrain's the opening race of the season here tonight, which is good stuff indeed. And of course, it's the longest season ever in ALR, which I keep saying quite a lot, don't I? But there we go then. Up next then is the Williams team. In the Williams team, we've got another returning member, which is Pease. Of course, Pease has been pretty impressive over the course of his career, hasn't he? 5 Grand Prix wins with 18 podiums to his name. He has had 11 DNFs as well in his 40 Grand Prix starts. Of course, he made his debut back in Season 4 of Gold then. And then we have Jar, or is it Jar? I used to call him Jar, but I think it's Jar actually, isn't it? He's only had 4 starts, so back in Season 6, I think it was. So he had a couple of gremlins that need to start off his career, but hopefully he'll have a better fist of things here tonight in Bahrain. Of course, under the lights we go in just under 10 minutes time now. Oh gosh. Up next is the Aston Martin team, the famous British Racing Green. And in the Aston Martin we have Lucas Percy, and he was on such a fine Vettel, wasn't he, towards the end of Season 6 there. He was flying with 3 Grand Prix wins, and I think he could be a major factor in this season's championship contest. I'm talking about that already, and I probably shouldn't be, because we've got 24 rounds to go. And of course, X-Gamer, goodness me, this man is absolutely fine, isn't he, in terms of his pace. In gold, though, he made his debut way back in Season 2. I think his countryman, Laggy Racer and X-Gamer, had a bit of a collision, didn't they, in this first race? Unfortunately there for X-Gamer, but of course he is a much different driver now, isn't he? Now to probably the most famous car on the grid. It is the Ferrari, and it is the Season 6 World Champion. It is German, who is he had a nightmare season last season, didn't he, unfortunately, but he is returning, and I think he's got vengeance on his mind as well. He got the most Grand Prix wins out of anyone on this grid here tonight, this season, with 12 Grand Prix wins and 18 podiums to his name. Another driver also making a return back to action in ALR is Mumford then. And Mumford there, he is going to take his 32nd Grand Prix starts now. I tell you what, I've seen a lot of these stats, so there's a lot of experienced drivers in this field now, isn't there? Goodness me. And that experience is going to be valuable in over the 24 Grand Prix that we are going to be covering this season. Next up is Milan. Of course, I've just read that Milan didn't want to be shown his DNFs. Unfortunately, it's too late now. He has had 24 DNFs there in his career, in 63 Grand Prix starts. Remember that emotional win in Zandvoort a couple of seasons ago, which is probably one of my favorite races of all time. Fantastic. And then Chaza, who I think that this team has really got some brilliant qualifiers in it. Both drivers are supreme in one lap pace there, and I'm expecting more more of the same again this season as well. Then for Chaz, making his 42nd Grand Prix start here tonight. He was third in the championship when we was last called ALR. Up next is the Alfa Romeo team. In the Alfa Romeo, we got Alhan, of course. Talking about Alhan, there's one race that I always remember is when him and Emerson had an absolutely almighty scrap for the Grand Prix win in USA, and of course Alhan went on a different strategy and won the race. And that was brilliant stuff indeed. Remember, that was back when Emerson was in his prime, wasn't it? Good stuff indeed to see Alhan back on the grid, and I'm looking forward to that one. Then up next is Pillars as well. I think that he'll be very happy with his team selection there. We have 28 Grand Prix starts tonight for Pillars, also 2 Grand Prix wins as well. He's only had 4 DNFs there, making his debut back in Vietnam. Remember that race way back in season 3, I think it was. Up next, the Alpine team. Then, of course, we are going in constructors order. Alpine didn't do too well there last season, I should say. Bart not racing here tonight, unfortunately. He's only had 1 race by the looks of things, even though that career starts at 0. I don't know how that works. Someone's obviously got fat fingers. Me. But career starts, he has had 1, and he's had 1 DNF as well back in Japan of last season. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Bart can do, because he was quite a revelation last season in Division 7 and then 2 and 1, and then he had a race in 1 as well. Mr. Elite, he was third in the championship back in season 4. Remember, him and Emerson in that Renault team was fantastic, and making his 94th Grand Prix start as the most experienced driver on the grid. Mr. Elite has made his debut back in Spain of Gold Season 1. Goodness gracious me. Wow, Mr. Elite has been around almost as long as me. Good gosh. Up next is Troy, of course, the GOAT. And Troy then with 44 starts tonight. He had a great season last season, didn't he? Troy did. He has really evolved. He is not here tonight either, but he will be back in action in the next race, which I think is in Saudi Arabia. So we look forward to see Troy there, but he is already going to be behind some of his challengers. That Wesley making a return to ALR as well. Wesley's also been around quite a long time. He was here for the first ever race at ALR back in Australia. Back in Australia, season 1, good gosh, he's had no wins at West Johnson, but he has had a second, and he is quite consistent when he gets himself going as well. We've had 17 career starts to his name. And then last but not least is the Haas team. They had a nightmare season last season. It was kind of musical statues, well, musical chairs, I should say. Liam, another returnee, of course, the former bronze admin, and it's great to see Liam, back in the grid as well with 39 starts here tonight, and he finished 6th in season 5 of Gold. No wins, but he has had a second position there. And of course, remember that incredible season back in Silver, a few seasons ago. And then finally, last but not least, Mr. Rage. He only did a few races last season, didn't he? Mr. Rage did only 8 starts in that Ferrari with best position of 4th. But let's see how he can do it here tonight then for Mr. Rage. And I think that is it. And we'll be going on then to the live feed. And yes, we are now here in Bahrain. And this is round 1 out of 24. Of course, we've also added onto the calendar Portugal and China, which is also where we're going to be going as well. And now let me quickly read through the comments, shall we? And it's great to have you all back. Because it's been absolutely fantastic. We got Tango. It's back, baby. Indeed it is. And we've got 2 minutes till we go green in the pit lane. Cody Bridge saying, good evening to you, Cody. Knowlesy, ALR is back, baby. Ayrton, and it's back. Great to have you all along for the ride then. Serious Mushroom, I'm nervous. I'm not even racing tonight. No, Serious Mushroom. Unfortunately, he's racing in bronze. And I say that with the least malice in the world. The reason why I'm saying unfortunately is because he is the only driver to participate in every single ALR race, which you still do so, of course. So but yeah, I quite like that statistic, and I've wanted to keep it forever. Irvine, and the biggest comeback since Jensen Button in Canada 2018. LH44, a Grand Prix winner now, I'm sure he was. Oi, hello. We got Percy, the biggest comeback since Ginger Age's hairline. I now have a toupee. Yes, indeed then. So I do have a toupee now, which luckily covers my bald spot then. Best league in the world is back, babe. Thank you very much, Goku. Styles. We've also got William then saying, let's go. No more Twitch streams. Yeah, indeed. I wasn't a fan of the old Twitch. Then we got to, don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you very much, Serious Much now. Putting the just giving us a good old thumbs up and all that kind of stuff. What we guessing Ginger Age has for dinner? What did I have for dinner? I don't know. I'm gonna have a think about that. I'm getting old now, aren't I? But yes, you will find out soon then. Hashtag ALR, thank you very much. Equal said, big props to Sean for this intro. It's not me, it was all Knowlesy who did all that stuff. I just clicked the button to go. So yeah, that was really good stuff indeed there, Knowlesy. Absolutely beautiful. I loved the build-up. That was fantastic. And the build-up is finally over. We started the countdown back around 60 days ago, didn't we, for ALR to return, and it is finally back, and we are finally ready to get going. It is good indeed that Milan, don't show my DNS, unfortunately we did that. Altag, good evening to you, my good man. We have also got Brandon Bonjour, good evening, Brandon, also a Grand Prix winner as well, I'm sure he has. 24 DNFs and Milan saying very disappointed with that then. Oh, Milan then, as the Mamba mentality, Milan then, for KD as well. Winning this race, watch then as Karen go down. Troy's getting him a head start. Rich D, wee Mushroom is in the house. Come on, go on, Sean. Thank you very much, Rich. We've also got Serious Mushroom evening and Baguette evening to you, Baguette as well. And Serious Mushroom saying evening. Very coy in the old chat section. That's absolutely beautiful stuff indeed. Then now let's get on with the racing, shall we? And while the countdown's finished, they are allowed to go out, but however, no one's going out at the moment. Perhaps they don't feel like going out here. Just so I say that, we do have a car which is now out on the circuit. Hang on a minute, I've got to sort my mobile phone out. There we go. Now we do have a car out on the circuit. I think we do anyway, I'm sure we do. And it is Liam D. I've got to turn my TV down, good gosh. But yeah, Liam D out. Liam D, sorry, Liam Yeah. I always get Liam D and Liam Yeah mixed up. But yes, there's so this is the first race of ALR on Formula One 2018. We're only going to have one season on 2018. On 2022, we're only going to have one season on the Formula 1 22 game, of course, before we go into 23, and I'm looking forward to season 9 and of course season 10 as well. We've got to think of something very special for season 10, but luckily I don't have to worry about that because I'll leave it to the brains of the outfit, the admins there. Of course, and we have got 3 leagues in ALR this time around. We haven't got Cobalt anymore on Wednesday, but we've replaced that with the 100% league distance there, which is very interesting indeed. And the grid is almost filled up, I think, so that's very good to see indeed then. So we got 3 cars out on circuit then. We got I think that there was an update recently about tires and be able to now pick your tire allocation, which is pretty cool, isn't it? Very good stuff indeed. And talking to tires, Serious Mushroom wants to know about the tires, the tire regulations. Well, let's get to it. So I know you all love a bit of tire talk. I certainly do. You can never get tired of tire talk, can you? So of course we've got soft, medium and hard tires, and it's the hardest in the compound range that Pirelli has brought into Bahrain here in the desert. As Liam Yeh is going to start his lap now with DRSN on the money, and away he goes then. Whilst Liam Yeh starts us off, and let's just carry on with the tyre talk, shall we? So soft, medium and hard tyres, and of course I'm not expecting many people to go on the hard tyres. Having said that, Clarkey, 2-time Grand Prix winner in the McLaren, he is out on the hard tyres. There is a lot of pressure on Clarkey with McLaren winning, and and Markey and Clarkey. Oh, that's going to get fun, isn't it, all the way through the season? Gosh, sorry, I get confused at the best of times. But yes, Ed, so you can now pick your tires and in the allocation kind of thing. So just now watching. Clarkey going through turn 8, I think that was, wasn't it? Good stuff indeed. That now going into 9-10, probably one of the most difficult corners on all the calendar. And yes, there is no tyre, and carry on with the tyre talk because I'm getting distracted. There is no regulations now with having to start on the tyre which you set your fast time in qualifying too. That has been scrapped. Like it or not, I'm not too sure on the rule. I don't know really. I don't mind it, to be fair. I suppose Liam Yeh has gone purple in sector 2. Has the Haas driver then. Of course, Haas had a revolving door, didn't they, last season? It was quite, not great indeed. Then, of course, good stuff indeed then from Black Box to really stabilise the, the old Hastings there as Liam goes fast on the 28.777 recurring net. And that is our first time on the board of the new season. This is season 8 of ALR Gold. Thank you very much for joining us as well. I really appreciate all your comments as well, and I'll keep up as quickly. Well, I'll try and keep up, but let's be honest, that's not going to happen very well, is it? It's never happened before, and it will never happen. It will never happen as far as I do this commentary stick. Mercedes is just on out at the moment. I'm just taking a look. Clarkie's on the hard tyres. I'm sure someone said he was on the intermediates, but I think he is on the hard tyre actually, unless our graphics gone a bit skew with. We have got Ewok then, Ewok Jr., who was formerly known as, hang on, oh gosh, in UF1 I think he was formerly known as, wasn't he? Percy's gone fastest there, of course, as I mentioned then, in season 6 of Gold, he was in magnificent form, wasn't he? He was, for me, he was like going to be one of the higher, one of the drivers that was really going to challenge for the title. Went a bit peak tongue in Saudi Arabia last season, didn't it? When him and his teammate Epic, the animal, came to blows. Unfortunately, then is that default helmet I see on Clarkie, absolutely shameful. But what about his time? More importantly, he is the slowest of the time runner so far, but that is because he is on the hard compound tyre. There we go. Where are we? Marquis, who is just on the back straight. I've got so many wars coming off me at the moment. Goodness gracious me. I feel like the Terminator gone wrong. We've got Milano out on circuit as well. It's great to see. It's great to see a lot of drivers returning to the sport as well. I love the helmet, by the way, from Marquis. Look at that. That's a fishy helmet indeed. Brilliant. Oh, we love that. That's fantastic. Richie D, right, here we go then. Haas is out then. Camaro, hello Sean, hello all drivers, good luck Gold then. Come on ALR, welcome back, great to see the admins back and the league flowing. Exciting times are ahead then. Serious Mushroom, evening Camaro as well. Into the pits comes Marquis, so he's abandoned this time and come back into the garage then for the minute, as has Milan then, as he has exceeded track limits and he comes back into the garage. I remember that last time we was when we was doing ALR, the cars were were a little different, weren't they? Of course, now these 2022 machines, they're more ground effect this time around, aren't they? So hopefully we'll see closer racing. We have done majority of this season the actual World of Formula 1, albeit at this time of me speaking, of course, Verstappen and Red Bull have wrapped up both championships. So Verstappen is now a double world champion, so good stuff to him then. It was really good stuff indeed. Then we just got Wouter out then, I think that's his name, and he is making his debut tonight. And so let's go board. By the way, he has got a absolute sensational helmet. I love that indeed. Car 19. Up into turn number 4, that is, and of course he's so he is Super 7 in for Troy tonight then in Wouter is then. I love that name, fantastic. He is on the soft compound tyres at the moment. Let me turn my phone down so I can hear myself, and that's annoying. We've got routes that go over the crest of the hill into 9 and 10 then. Yeah, so these cars have been very successful, I think, in terms of racing. It's been much better, I think. Albeit I did like the old cars, and I don't mind these cars either. They're pretty cool, but they are pretty cool, and the ground effect has worked out absolutely fantastically well, hasn't it? These cars have been. But let's see how let's see how this season goes. So with the season starting so much later than we have previous years in ALR, we are expecting the drivers to be more up together then. So at the beginning of the game, we normally have 1 or 2 drivers that really adapt quicker, but this time around, all the drivers will be already adapted and ready to go. So they will not need anything in terms of getting themselves going or anything like that. So they're just going to be straight on it from the word go. Then Mumford then is in the second intermediate split time. I think Gurman also in the second split time as well. Here comes Yar, and we've also got Alhan as well. Then caught us at car 19 in the Alfa Romeo. That's a beautiful looking car, isn't it, the Alfa Romeo? I absolutely love that. He's on the soft tyres, and there's got medium runners there for Gamer and Milan, and also P's also on the medium tyres as well. Alhan has gone 6th fastest then in the Alfa Romeo. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Good stuff. Clarkie's on the hard tyres. Clarkie coming across the line, he improves to a 29.9 now. I'm wondering then if Clarkie's on the hard tyres, do you think he's not going to use it for the racing? I'll be surprised if we don't use hard tyres for the racing. Gurman, the season 6 champion, goes 4 fastest in the Ferrari. Of course, Gurman with 12 Grand Prix wins to his name now, and of course, a brilliant season. Season 6 was. I absolutely enjoyed it. It was a very good season indeed. Then as we got Mumford plays 6 fastest then for Mumford in the second Ferrari. Lovely. We got Peasy starting us up lap again. We got Marquis back out on circuit. We got Yar, who is just crawling up the hill as well. So I think it's Marquis who's out on the lap at the moment. No one else is, but it sounds by the looks of things, possibly. I do not know. I probably should know this, but I don't. We've got Serious Mushroom. How is then? As Don is just said, or I'll attack then. Hey, Donny, mate, then. We've also got thanks for the shout out, Sean Rich Diaz. No problem at all then. How do I change my name on here? Daniel was saying, and to be honest, I'm not too sure. Richard D, the sexy voice is back. I don't think it's my voice. For goodness me, I'm a bit gruff. I'd say a bit gruff to say the least. Buzzing to see the old school team back there. Mr. Lee, it's good to be back. Charlie is saying as well. I have missed your voice at short out. To be honest, I'm going to be a bit out of shape, I think. Then, well, Mo's out of shape, unless you do count round as a shape. I count as a shape, certainly. Of course, but yeah, I haven't commentated. I don't think since August time, I think. Goodness gracious me then. So it's been the longest period of time before I started doing this spiel that I haven't commentated then. So I'm going to be a bit out of shape here and now. It didn't save my rainbow helmet. I wanted to celebrate returning. Ewok was saying then, so that's disappointing then. Equals Gold, here we go. Hello my loves and welcome back Equals and Dynamo Dan then. Across the line goes Markey in the McLaren and he's in front of his teammate, but he is on the soft compound tyre at the moment. Got yellow flags and is in the qualifying. We don't expect many, well, I'd say we don't expect many incidents. Hopefully that's not going to be my famous last words. But in qualifying, and usually the yellow flags is when drivers are just getting out of the way then. There's qualifying 1, 2 and 3 then. These sessions are then. It's the good old knockout sessions. I think that the only rule, one of the major rule changes in ALR this year is Gamer goes 10th, which is quickly dispatched down to 11th position because Milan gets a time on the board. He's the quickest on the medium compound tyres. Overall classification, that puts him to 6th fastest at the moment in that Mercedes. And he's just now crawling, I think, get out of people's way there. What about Yar at the moment there, who's 20 seconds off the pace, but and Chaz has spun the car, and just as I say, there's no instance in qualifying, and Chaz having to do a reset to circuit. He had no other choice there, did he? But that's the beauty about it, because these cars are so, well, I don't think Chaz is going to say the beauty, but because these cars are so low to the ground because of ground effect, they are they can get very, they can get beat quite quickly here, can't they? So that was quite a scary moment then for Chaza, but that is going to effectively end his first attempt then. 6 minutes ago in this qualifying session now, and we are just watching the world champion. It is danger times then. Of course, we was HDE last season, but all those HDE stats from last season are carried over for the first season anyway. It depends on the day of the race then. So for example, Division 1 stats will carry over to Gold and all that kind of jazz. I think that's the only division affected. Rigs we will be silver on tomorrow night, and bronze is on Tuesday. I think they've got short qualifying as well, haven't they? And of course the 100% league race is on Wednesday. Of course, Nosey will be taking you through the action tomorrow and Wednesday. And unfortunately, bronze drivers, you've got me again. Danger Times, the champion, and goes across the line. Love the helmet as well. Is that a dragon or a fish? I'm not sure, but whatever the case may be, Dragon Times, Danger Times there, who is third fastest and the world champion, and of course he was magnificent, wasn't he? Liam has retired from the session. I think I sold Liam a bit short there, didn't I? Because he is that's a pretty good time there, Liam, yes, because he was the first one out of the blocks, and that's magnificent. Mr. Elite going 15th fastest, and of course he was third in the championship a couple of seasons ago in the Alpinis. Back to the Endstone based team, down in 15th position at this moment in time, a couple of hundreds away from Alhan. Lost Souls also out on circuit. It's great to see Lost Souls back as well, and he's also got a fishy helmet as well. I love that. Great stuff indeed, and Serious Mushroom. We've got our first spinner then. Very good stuff indeed then. As Altag saying that, man, how did you become so good at commentary? I just speak a load of nonsense, to be honest. That's and we got another spinner. We got Wesley having issues as well. To be honest, I don't think I'm all right. I think I'm not great, to be honest. The only reason why I think the ALR admins put me up here, to be fair, is because they can't find no one else would just stick here and talk absolute nonsense for 2 hours. But I absolutely love it. We've got Lost Souls, Vesey, who's going to be... Look how far off the track he is, and goodness gracious me, Lost Souls, that's fantastic, using all the track and then some. He has to be careful on that then, because track limits is quite brutal, as it is in real life now, which I'm glad that they're finally doing that. That's one thing the FIA have done right this season, is... is at the track limits. Unfortunately, they messed up the Japanese results today on the day that Verstappen got crowned the champion, which I was a bit unhappy about, to be honest. Out of the final turn then for Lost Souls. Let's see what he can do then across the finish line as well. There's a different place to the start line, and he goes 10th fastest. Souls does then on a 29.199 so far. What about Yar? Yar, I think that's how you say it, but Yar at the moment is having a bit of a challenging qualifying. We've only got 3 minutes to go in this. Well, we've only got 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session, and at the moment, we have 2 free drivers on set time. Chazza, of course, got himself beached. Mr. H hasn't come out yet, and we've got Vesey, who hasn't put a competitive time either, nor has Yar so far. Ewok Jr. back out, and of course, this was a new F1, formerly, if you were an old school veteran, like old school viewer. So this was a new F1, of course, who is now Ewok Jr., and I'm sure he's got a win to his name actually. So I need to sort out my spreadsheet, don't I, really? So we've got a couple of retirements you see at the top there, but I think that anyone in the 28.8 feels safe at the moment. Pillars is probably not feeling too safe at the moment in 6th position. Here comes Ewok Jr. then, as we're just taking a look at him. Under 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. So this is going to get very fruity indeed. Then here comes car 2, Ewok Jr. As out of the final turn, Alpine then on the DRS. Nope, he bolts into the pit lane then. So he's not having none of that, and he's in the pits. And who is that off? I'm sure it's someone else off there, but I think it was just me being a bit overzealous. And here is Yar. Hopefully he ain't getting overzealous at the moment. He needs to put in a good time here then, otherwise he will be out of qualified. 80 seconds quicker in the second split time, much better there for Yar. He is in 18th position in the Williams there. In the background there is Wesley, who also had a couple of issues as well. Now into the final couple of turns as well, as Ewok Jr. has retired from the session there. He is the lowest driver to retire. Mumford's back out on circuit in the second Ferrari. Across the line now, Jar goes 6th fastest, much better. He's got a much better fist of things. Vesey goes 12th fast as well. Remember, we're aiming to lose the 5 slowest drivers in this qualifying session. I probably should have said that earlier, but better late than never, I suppose. Clarkey, goodness me, he is a little low down, isn't he? I was expecting Clarkey to be a bit higher up then. Of course, looking at the action before this season got underway, and he's got a skew whip and he's spun the car. That is one of the characteristics about these ground effects machines, is that they are very spinny, and goodness me, and Clarkey is going to be a huge name to be knocked out of qualifying here, and I was not expecting that at all, but he might be able to get around. He has to keep those tires under control though, otherwise he will not get the best out of him. And Clarkey, a 2-time Grand Prix winner, I'm a little in shock that he is struggling at this stage of proceedings there, but he does have about 1:30 to get around then, and to start another up. Here comes Alhan. He's also in the drop zone as well. Across the line then Alhan does then, and he's done I think that was his outlap there, because he's now starting another one. Then Chazza is also in the drop zone then. We see the telemetry down in the bottom, down the bottom there, and he's got to get a good timing, otherwise he's out qualifying here. Chazza is, and he's down in 19th. Mr. Rage, I think, is the first official driver to be knocked out of qualifying, if my time is not skew with here, as he is now, excuse me a minute, where's my mute? Oh, goodness me. I swallowed funny. Chaz and Milan's also retired as well, but I think Milan is safe and sound. Yeah, he is safe and sound in 8th position there. Chaz, but Mr. Raid's our first participant out of qualifying here, unfortunately. That is a shame now for Mr. Raid. Now we're back on board with Chaz into the final turn we go then. He's now out of the final turn, and turn 15 is nothing if you get 14 right then. Across the grid hatch as well, and Chaz goes 10 faster, and now Gamer is in for trouble here. Wesley is also in trouble as well. Mumford across the line then. What can Mumford do then? And he's now in 13th position. He edges away ever so slightly from that from the drop zone, but I feel that may be still a problem. Mr. Elite. Checker flag is out then. Mr. Rage is the first victim of the dropout qualifying session in this season of 2022, unfortunately. What about Alhan? And can Alhan find any speed then in the Alfa Romeo? Across the line he comes, and he goes 14th fast. That's a great time. Wesley is out of qualifying, so that's Wesley, Ewok, and Mr. Rage are out of qualifying at the moment. What can Clarkey do? What can Mr. Elite do then? Those are the drivers in there trying to get themselves out of qualifying. Is Mumford, can Mumford go any quicker? He's almost out of fuel. Mumford is that. He is currently safe at the moment, but what is Mr. Clarkey? What is Clarkey and Mr. Elite going to do here then? And now then, as he comes up the hill into turn 12, then I don't think this corner is as difficult as last season, maybe either, but that's a very uneducated words from myself, mainly because I don't really race too often. But I just feel I don't think I've spun around that corner once on this game. But then again, I've only been around that corner twice, so I say, but I'm going to leave it like that. Clarkey into turn 14 and 15. I like the livery McLaren. It's absolutely beautiful stuff indeed. That. Out the final turn, and Clarkey does, and that's better. It is fastest here, and that has put Mumford into the bottom 5 here. Has Mumford got anything left on the? No, he hasn't. He's 2 seconds out, and Mumford is going to be out of qualifying here, unfortunately. Then, and what about Alhan? Alhan is also staring into the abyss as well. Has Mr. Elite got anything left in the tank in the Alpine machine? And across the grid, Hatchet comes in, and he stays 90 as well on the back row. Mr. Elite is, and we have lost Mumford, Wesley, Ewok Jr., Mr. Lee, and Mr. Rage. Unfortunately, all out of qualifying. The two Misters, unfortunately, out of qualifying here then. And I could make a 1980s reference there of Mr. with broken wings, but I don't think anyone will get it because I'm old and gold. Well, I'm not so gold, to be honest. But Mr. Lee out qualifying here. Same with Mr. Rage. Didn't put a time in at all there. Ewok Jr. out of qualifying as well. And we'll confirm the rest in just a jiffy, as I have got to quickly go through the comments. Dynamo down. I'm waiting for peas and commentary. Well, to be honest, either peas, usually I only say that when peas wins or if he's in a trouble. So let's hope it's the let's hope it's the former. Look at that, 5900 second between Clarkey and Percy, who has started off so well. The super sub Wooter has done a very good job of it. The champion Danger Times in 4th position at the moment. Liam Mir returning in a fantastic 5th position. There. Look at that. That's fantastic to see indeed. That just confirmation. And Mr. Rage out of qualifying, didn't set a time. And Mr. Elite also out qualifying as well. But look at that. It's less than 2 seconds from 1st to 19th. That is incredibly close indeed. Ewok Jr. in 18th position. Vesley in 17th. And 16th is the Ferrari of Mumford. Those are the first 5 drivers knocked out of qualifying 1 here. Serious Mushroom, that's what I joined Bronze to hear on playback, Serious Mushroom. Thank you very much. And slowness. But I hopefully Serious Mushroom can have a good season. I think he struggled a bit, didn't last season, Serious Mushroom did, but I expect him to be back in tip-top form now. Dynamo Dan, I heard Sean's too quick to race, so he has to commentate. That is indeed the case, Dynamo Dan. I really wish that was the case. Yes, unless I think it's the opposite, unfortunately, Dynamo Dan. I think I'm too slow to be in any of the leagues, mainly because I'll be a mobile chicane. If anyone remembers the old 40 cars from 95 and 96, that is exactly what I'll be. I'll be one of those mobile chicanes. They call me Pedro Diniz. 15 minutes in this qualifying 2 session. We're going to be losing another 5 drivers. This time, though, if anyone gets into the top 10, you don't have to worry about starting on any tyres, which is at your fastest time on. But even though that is the case, then Pillars and Clarkey are still thinking about the medium compound tyres. So that's very interesting indeed. Then, so Russian Facts out. Lovely to be back. Also, for me, happy to be joining Silver. Tango will be driving tomorrow night on in Silver. So good stuff indeed. Equals, let's go Aston. Then I have a long way to get back up to speed. Ewok is saying, but this is Ewok's first race in quite a number of seasons. Then now you have a burp shot. What did you have for dinner? I think I had a bit of bacon, to be honest. I think that's about it really. I had a bit of a I was out on a boat yesterday, just having a bit of a day session, as they call it over here in the old Fortadino butt. So I did have a bit of a day session, so I wasn't really too hungry today, to be fair. But I did have a beautiful full English breakfast this morning, and that is why I am so happy. I do love a bit of sausage and beans to start my day off. It's absolutely perfect, isn't it? Indeed, and get a bit of bacon in me as well. Lucas Perks said, look at that lovely bit of drifting. That's not the quickest way to go around the circuit, but my gosh, it looks spectacular, doesn't it? As he is just the red lights flashing because that is the ERS that he's just doing. Serious Russian Clarkey teaser said, yeah, indeed, Clarkey left it right to the end there. As just watching Aston Martin there. We have also got, can't wait to see the back of this track. German is saying, and German looks like he's showing the moment there. Welshman, the sound of Ginger Rage and ALR on YouTube is back there. Early Christmas pretties back at that. Exactly. Couldn't ask for anything else, I'll say. Well, maybe a Chelsea win wouldn't go miss it. Is that below the belt? I think that is. But having said that, I am a Liverpool supporter, and we're going through just as a rough patch as Chelsea, if not more, to be fair. So I'm allowed to, and I think the banter years is back for Liverpool. Anyway, they haven't done too well at all this season, and my phone keeps rotating. How do I stop that? Hang on a minute. If I turn it off and back on, that might work. All right, and Percy, who was second fast in that qualifying one session there. I'm looking forward to seeing what Percy could do. I think that Percy is going to be up there. We talk about the championship protagonist. I love the helmet as well from Percy. Lush is that the word I was going for. We were talking about the championship protagonist this season. I'm just looking at the drivers that is racing this season. You've got Clarkey, who is right up there. Who is right up there in the thick of things. We have got Pease, haven't we? We have got Lucas Percy. We got Gernman, Milan. Goodness me, and that is just from the top 5 teams of the constructors last season. There, I can carry on. I can say pillars. What about Alhan? We got Bart, who's not racing tonight. We got Danger Time as well. Troye is also up there, and Liam Yeh has really also put his cap in the ring as well, with an incredible time to start off his qualifying one then. Becca saying no comment. She's now a Burnley fan. Oh, and that's a spin there, and that's our second spinner there. But great. Well, is it a save? It is a save for me because he's not in the barrier. Percy isn't there, but goodness me. Well, there's me saying that turn 12 is easier than last game. Well, perhaps it's not. Is it there? As Percy lost grip on the rear end there, and he spun the car. It's quite a violent spin as well, wasn't it, for the Aston Martin? And I think Percy is going to be ruined that because that's a set of tires that is now gone, unfortunately, but he is going for it again then. Pillars has gone fast then whilst I was distracted. He's gone the medium tires. Pillars has said. We've also got a Haas in the back row for that Haas on a quick lap, but no, he's not there. So Pillars is fast then with Percy second at the moment. Good stuff indeed then. Alhan on the back straight then. Next to the drag strip, we got Wouter, who is now coming out as 7 in the AlphaTauri. He's a super sub tonight then, but let's see how he can do then. Going across the line, Wouter is fastest then. Goodness gracious me, on a 28.7 so far, as this is starting to become very much who can go quickest. Well, it is about who's going quickest, isn't it? Because that's what qualifying's all about. Milan there with the default helmet on 2 pounds a second quicker than a Wouter at the moment. I'm not saying his name right, am I? But never mind. But Milan goes fastest so far. Lovely stuff indeed. We've got Alfa Romeo. Can I catch Alhan? Just about then. He comes across the line, goes full fast, and just behind his teammate, the Pillars, and on a 29.7 so far. What about German? Of course, the famous 25 then is synonymous now with German, isn't it? There, of course, the Season 6 champion, and he's now drawing the Ferrari across the line. He comes, and German goes third fastest. He is not happy at this track, is he? He's not a fan of this track at all, German isn't. We got Mark on an outlap, then we got Yara, who's also quick, who's also out there as well. What is Percy doing? Percy going across turn 12, and this time he does get it right, and he just correcting the car into turn 13 there, but that's because these tyres have done an extra lap here, haven't they? And I think that that's what he was just taking a couple of bites of cherry there to turn the car into 13. And who just popped a lap there now? I think that was Liam Yeh. It was Liam Yeh indeed. That he is in 5th in the Haas there. Also on medium tyres. Well, there's a lot of drivers going on medium tyres here. I'm wondering if they're going to be using them for the. If they're thinking about using softs for the race, I didn't expect the drivers to be using soft for the race. Personally, I thought it was going to be a medium hard track then. But I've got to say, because I'm not, I don't really know strategy, do I? We all, for all the years, we do know that. That's one thing we do know is that I am rubbish for strategy, along with say drivers' names, and along with getting things wrong. Then Marquis, who is just coming over the crest of the hill, we got Danger Times, the champion, up there as well. He is in 14th position at the moment. Then we got Marquis, who's just going in and out of turn number 10. I think that's the hardest turn on all the Formula 1 calendar, in my opinion. Anyway, going back to the Burnley. So Burnley have been playing really well, actually, haven't they? Under Vincent Company, you know when you're getting old when you when the players who used to play are now managers. Goodness gracious me, it's quite horrific, really, especially when Gerrard took his first managerial job at Rangers. That kind of made me cry inside a bit. And Frank Lampard at Derby in Derby as well. That means you are getting old, aren't you? Unfortunately, can't lie, we are Champions League. Ewok is saying that. Mumford out of qualifying one then, but don't worry about that, Mumford. The points are awarded in race time then. Marky across the line, going 9th fastest. He's making really good fist of things on Marky, as said, in his debut here tonight in Gold. This is his first race in Gold. Then he has, I think he participated in Silver for a number of races as well. I haven't got my Silver spreadsheet up, but so going across the line is Danger Times then, and he is full fast mode. That's comfortably comfortably through, I should say, in qualifying to the moment. The Gamer's gone fast in the first split time now, and I think the Gamer's got his got a retro helmet here. I'm loving that. So when commenting on Gamer, I'm sure he used to have a like red and yellow helmet colours then, but I really like that indeed then. Haas on a quick lap said no one ever serious worship that. Well, especially in 2021. 2022, they haven't been too bad, have they? But of course, Serious Russian does have a love-hate relationship with the Haas team, doesn't he? He seems to get the Haas a lot then. And that's one thing that he didn't want in the draw is to get the Haas. And unfortunately, he did get the Haas. So he was very disappointed with that. And I did try and avoid verbs. It was very hard not to laugh at that moment on the live stream of the driver draw, I must say, because I did find that quite funny. Gamer then, who is now in turn at 13 then. AlH44, shalom to you, AlH said. That fish helmet is higher than the halo. It's illegal. It is then, isn't it there? So I think that that fish helmet might have to go back to the drawing board, unfortunately. And coming out the final turn is a Gamer across the line, and he goes 5th fastest again. A very good time indeed, but remember, I don't have rain on his parade as such then, but there are drivers who are out there on the medium tyres. Percy, who is also on the medium tyres while in the Aston Martin, he spun on his first attempt there. It's a shame what we don't have on these graphics is whether they were used soft or new softs then. I assume that they were new softs then. Percy is not putting a very good lap there, but I'm wondering if that was an extra warm-up lap potentially on the medium tyres. Remember, we are in the evening, late evening here in Bahrain, is it? So we haven't got the hot Bahrain sun absolutely scorching the track, have we? So that might be the reason why he's going for an extra lap then to get himself going potentially. Lost souls then also the fish helmet as well then, of course, as Serious Russia has pointed out, that is a safety risk then. Here's Pease, of course Pease is 5-time Grand Prix winner in the Williams, so it's great to see Pease back in the ALRs today, because I think he's one of the most talented drivers, and a lovely helmet design indeed then. Pease is, yeah, he's a very talented individual indeed then. He certainly knows how to tame a Formula 1 beast, doesn't he? He's out of the final turn here, and away he goes, and all he's got to do now is stamp on that loud pedal, not so loud pedal these days. DRS then right on the money across the line, and he goes fast another 28.3. And well, that's quite a big chunk of time between himself and Milan. The track will have evolved, but that is quite a statement of intent there from Pease. Souls has gone in front of his championship-winning teammate, Danger Time. So that's another statement of intent. And what isn't a statement of intent is Chazza, who's having a major problem at turn 2 and around this part of the circuit. Sorry, turn 3 and around this part of the circuit, because he's off again, unfortunately. And he got beats there earlier on this qualifying session. Now he's down in 15th position. Not set a time, has he, Chazza? Really struggling at this moment in time then, the former pole sitter. I think that no one else on an outlap moment, so let's take stock with 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. We have got Yar, who's out of qualifying at the moment. We've also got Liam Ye, Alhan, Marky and Chaz. Those are the 5 drivers that are out of qualifying at this moment in time, but Liam Ye has emerged out of the garage and into the night, and let's see what the Haas driver can do. Other drivers haven't come out just yet. I'm not sure Chaz is going to come back in. He's got 5 minutes to go, so I wonder if he might come back in, throw a new set of boots on. Yes, of course, this Grand Prix used to be racing the day, didn't it, back in... it made its debut on the Formula 1 calendar way back in 2004. I say way back, it doesn't feel that long ago, does it? But that's almost, very depressingly, that's like about 17, 18 years ago now. Good grief there. But... made his debut back in 2004. Then for the first 9 run-ins of Bahrain, it was during the day, wasn't it? And then for the 10th anniversary race, of course, that epic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, that was when it was the first night race around here. And I quite like it as a night race. I do. The racing does feel a bit more spectacular and a bit more quicker under the lights, doesn't it? Here in Bahrain, and it's started to become a bit of a fan favourite, isn't it, Bahrain? But of course, the man on screen at the moment does not like Bahrain too much, does he, German? Of course, so in his championship winning season, I don't think he did very well in, but I think he only got, I think he scraped a point or 2 that day, but it was a bit of a nightmare race, wasn't it? Just rushing the first race here was so dusty you could hardly see. Yeah, Bahrain, because back then I think the Bahrain was actually meant to be like in China's spot, because and they had to swap them around because China wasn't ready, because I think China was Bahrain was meant to be like the round 15, 16 the back end of the season, whilst China was meant to be round 3 of that season. But they had to swap it around because the construction finished for Bahrain and was still going on for China, and it was very dusty indeed. It was indeed. Goodness gracious me! All my TV was rather serious. Russian saying it's I can't comment on the TV, my good sir, but it certainly was very dusty, wasn't it? You do see a lot of tracks get very dusty indeed. I think India was also I think there was a lot of dust near in India 2011 when they first raced on when it first raced in 2011. I like the Indian circuit. It was a really good circuit to drive at. The Grand Prix weren't the best, mainly because Vettel basically led every lap in 2011 and 2012, and at 2013 was. 2013 was the first time that Vettel had not led a lap in India. However, he did go on to win the race. He had an audacious strategy. Well, I think he pitted on lap 2, didn't he? And then just absolutely breezed through it when it was impressive stuff indeed. Then Danger Times has gone faster. Look at all the cars coming out the pit lane here. Danger Times is a bit off kilter here, as is Liam Yeh. So I'm wondering if Liam Yeh is about to finish his lap now with 120 seconds to go. He goes 5th fastest, Liam Yeh does. Everyone is now on the soft compound tyres. So I think the medium tyres they were just probably getting their eye in, and they want to save a new cell of soft tyres, maybe for the race. If there's a late safety car in the Grand Prix, of course, this is the beauty about ALR and league racing, is it we get to qualifying and the racing, so you don't have to go to bed and then wait until tomorrow. Then you could, of course, we have the Grand Prix, qualifying and the race on the same night. It's absolutely fantastic indeed, isn't it? Just watching Jordan coming down at the back straight. We've got Mumford Place and the 2010 layout. Goodness me, that 2010 layout. I think it was the lap times like 1:55 or something like that. It was quite a beast of a layout, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. I think they called the endurance layout, and they certainly was not wrong on that one, was it? I think it had an extra 20 seconds of lap time. It wasn't the most exciting race in the world, was it? Back in 2010. Of course, and then Bahrain was left off the schedule in 2011, wasn't it? Before returning in 2012. I think it was civil unrest in 2011, wasn't it? And of course, which was, unfortunate. But I do prefer this layout than the 2010 then. However, I'd also say that I quite like the outer layout. That would have been quite cool to see on the to have on the game perhaps then, but maybe I might get booed off of the out of the commentary box if I say that a bit too loudly. Lost Souls doesn't go quicker, I think then, so he is now going for a timed run now. Who is out on a lap then? Pillar's out on a lap. We've got a lot of drivers out on laps at the moment. Alhan also starting his lap then. Good stuff indeed then. What about Clarkey, who is just starting his lap as well? I'm not sure who's where at the moment. Then we've got Red Bull coming around the final turn then. So Liam Yeh has retired from the session now. I think that he's happy with that. Aston Martin of, I think it's that Gamer coming around. No, it isn't. It's the Aston Martin of Lucas Percy starting his lap as well. And he has done a very good job, Lucas Percy, has so far. Here's Marky, who's down in 14th position at the moment. He's so he at the moment is out of qualifying. He has to find about 9/10 of a second mark. He does, otherwise he is going to be a spectator like you and I across the line then, and he does. He finds a 2.5 almost, a 2.25. That's a great time there for Marquis, and very impressive stuff indeed. That he has not lost souls, and who's down in 11th position at the moment. And Chaz hasn't set a time just yet. And the checker flag is fluttering in the evening breeze here in Bahrain. Gamer coming across the line. He's also improved as well. The times are tumbling like a fruit machine here tonight. And Lost Souls is out qualifying, unfortunately. And that is a big. I'm shocked by that to see Lost Souls. Oh, goodness gracious me, that's 2 big scalps that have been knocked out in qualifying 1 and 2 so far. Good heavens, I would have lost my house if I was a better man. Across the line comes Chaza, and he goes second fastest, and he gets a time on the board. And it is enough. What about Wouter? Wouter goes second fastest, and then we've got Lost Souls who's gone wide there. Milan is also in the drop zone as well. Pillars is only 9th fastest. Pillars is at the moment. And Marky has really sparked some concern in the Alfa Romeo. Liam Yeh is also on the verge of being knocked out here as well. Milan is 300 of a second up at the first split time. Then Clark is top of the session. Alhan is out of qualifying. Good heavens. Now then, who is that? So we've lost Yar, we've lost Clarky, we've lost Souls, and we have lost Alhan at the moment. It's between Liam Yeh and Milan then to be out here. Goodness gracious me then. And wow, there's going to be some tears. There's going to be some anger in the garages after this qualifying 2 session. Then Milan Milan out of the far turn and run a bit wide there in turn 15. And is that going to compromise his exit? It may have done, but it's not compromising too much. And he is through into qualifying 3 as well. Milan is there. We have lost Liam Yar. We've lost Yar. Clarkey, Los Sols, and Alhan are all out of qualifying here. My goodness me, that was an incredible end to qualifying. That really spiced up towards the end there. And I wonder if the drivers like Liam Yar came out slightly too early, and when the track was still evolving then. So that is a big blow indeed then to those 5 drivers. Cheers, Mushroom. I loved India. Great job by Mark as well. I liked India as well. I liked Korea as well for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because of the final sector. It's absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? Out of qualifying here is Alhan, and just for confirmation, and once again, and the times are so close. A second and a 10th and separates the top 15. Incredible. Alhan out of qualifying, unfortunately. Then Lost Souls down in 14th. Clarkey in 13th position then. I was tipping him for maybe an outside chance of pole today, but he was only on the medium tyres, and Clarkey is. I'm wondering if he knows something about those soft tyres. Can he use them for the race set? Yar in the 12th position, and Liam Yar out by a whisker there, just over a 10th per second from Pillars, who have made it through, but it's skin of his nose cone then. The top 10 are going to go for pole position. Who's going to be the first driver on pole position then for the Season 8 Championship of ALR? What a lap there for Tango saying what a lap by Percy. Yeah, once again, and Percy is really showing that he is in some fine Vettel at the moment, isn't he? Really good stuff indeed. Then as we're now into qualifying free. Then now the dress rehearsals is over. It's time to see who's going to be pole position and for the Grand Prix here in Bahrain, and the first race of this 24 season calendar. 24 race calendar, as Milan is the first driver then out on that circuit. And I think that's a Ferrari also coming out of German as well. I think getaway. We got the Aston Martins coming out as well, but Chaz is staying in the pits at the moment. And Chaz has had not a very straightforward qualifying session, has he? But he is still in it, and as long as you're in it, you can win it still. As the Serious Motion Purse is on mediums as too. On mediums, what a lap that Tango is saying, and that's why you guys are in the comments then, because I didn't even mention that, so that's shocking behaviour by myself, and I should probably get a slap on the wrist. So yeah, that's a cracking lap indeed, isn't it, there for Percy? Fantastic. Then yellow flags in sector 1, as we got the Mercedes is not liking that turn 3, because that is the third time now we've seen a Mercedes having some issues in turn 3. We've seen Chaza beach there in qualifying 1. In qualifying 2, it looks like he's spun there. Now, Milan has also had issues in turn 3. What is it about turn 3 for the Mercedes team here today? And, well, they cannot afford to make those mistakes in the race. And luckily, in qualifying, and as long as it doesn't affect your lap times, you should be okay then. Softs were 5/10 of a second as well. So, are we saying that Percy, love the Almond Boy from Pillars, fantastic. First time I've run on board with him this season. I love that. Fantastic. Brilliant, good stuff indeed. I'm loving that. Magnificent. Just watching. I was trying to think of how much similar, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. If anyone knows, then throw it on a piece of paper and put it in the comments, or maybe just write it in the comments. That might be quicker. Marky off as well. It's just at the exit of turn 3. Turn 3. Is there something down there which is causing the drivers to spin? Then is there a bit of wind direction issue down there or something? I'm not too sure, but whatever the case may be, they are losing grip then and spinning the car. I love that shot, by the way. It's a fantastic. Here's Pillars and 3 directions around this circuit then, and around a 15 turn course then. On board with Pillars now, straight up the car for turn 2 into turn 3, which is the most difficult circuit on the course this season. Now powering up into turn 4 as well. Look at those brake marker boards, and look how much track the Pillars uses then as he straightens up the cars and goes into turn 4 as well. That's where the alternative circuit used to be then. Now then dropping it down into 6, 7 and 8 then. Of course, this is a downhill braking zone on the right hand before accelerating away, getting back on the power then into 4th, up into 5th gear, 6, 7th gear as well, and before braking down then into 3rd gear and touching I thought he's going down 2nd gear, and before getting back on the power and going up now, bone up through the gears again. And then Pillars is going over the grid hatching for the support race, and once again he is using all the track and then some. It's absolutely incredible, isn't it, how he reduces the slip angle on these cars, building up now to turn 12, and this used to be tested. We've seen Perch had an almighty spin earlier on the qualifying here, and now in 13, and he's got 2 2 more corners to go. He's got 1 if he gets the turn 14 right there. Yellow flag is fluttering. I think it's an Aston Martin has had an issue. Both are on laps as well, so that's going to cost him. Pillars into 14 and 15's enough in turn. We've seen Albon crash there, didn't we, a couple of years ago. DRS on the money. Pillars is a fast set on a 28.599 to set us on our journey here. Wouter coming across the line then, and he is starting his lap as well. What about the Aston Martin of Percy? He's invalidated his time, Percy. I said he has got the speed, but he has struggled here and there, hasn't he, to get himself sorted. Milano had an issue earlier on, didn't he? But he's come across the line and he's half a second quicker than Pillars said. My goodness me, that is a statement then from the 12-time pole sitter Milan. Magnificent stuff indeed then for Milan then. Goodness gracious me. Sorry, 13-time pole sitter. I apologise profusely. As German going second fast and squeezing between Pillars and Milan then. Good time indeed there for German then so far on a track that he does not like then. So that is going to be... that is going to make waves, I'm sure of it, in the paddock. Marquis then, who has done a great job on his gold debut. He's been the outstanding driver for me so far in this one. He's been the star of the show, the star of qualifying so far. We just got the champion, Danger Thomas, just getting on the way then. Marquis then into 14 then with the very fishy helmet indeed then. Fine out of the final turn then as we got Lost Souls going to be using Marquis' slipstream here. And Marquis goes full fastest at this moment in time. Gamer across the line then, and Gamer goes 5th fastest, but we sit him here. I think he had an issue on that lap then, so that is not really one to judge at the moment. Car 7, it is Pease out of the final turn, and Pease across the line. He is pole position there by 1/10 of a second. Goodness gracious me, they're coming through thick and fast now, and somehow Wouter is somehow squeezed himself in between. It's 100th of a second now. Good heavens, there is less than a cigarette paper between the top 3 then. A 28-0, 28-0, 28-0 between Milan, Wouter and Pease. This is what you come to see on a Sunday night. Of course, if you was expecting to sit down and watch Heartbeat, think again, then this is anything but a relaxing Sunday for these drivers. Magnificent, absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Percy has been pretty quick all the way through this qualifying session across the line, only 7 fastest. As I think that Percy's having a couple of issues out there at the moment. Gamer, I'm not sure if he's on a quick lap or not. He was definitely using his DRS at the time then. Chazza is back in the pits and I'm just watching Danger Time set as he is now going through the slalom section of 12. He's purple in the second split time. Car 66 in the Red Bull then. Of course, the Red Bull had a nightmare season last season. I think they only finished 8th in the constructors. But Danger Times then, of course, who will be flying the flag, the champion is that. Of course, he was pretty impressive last season. Was the Danger Times was his consistency was second to none. Out of the last corner, and oh my goodness me, pole position there for Danger Times, 0.2 of a second. Magnificent, absolutely incredible. Gamer's on a much better second lap there, and he's now 7th fastest on a 28.7. My golly gosh, and fantastic time so far. Percy's found 5 seconds in the second split time. Good stuff indeed there for Percy. Now he's going up the hill then as well. And there's Maldonado saying no. Pillars speeding, and never mind, it's Milan who's speeding. 5 place grid penalty for a default helmet for Milan then. I agree with that. Of course, the helmet is the most important part of your racing repertoire, in my opinion, which just shows that I have my priorities completely in the wrong area. Then, of course, it should be about speed and performance. P's, nope. Pillars, nope. The third P, it is Percy on the final turn. And can he beat that 27? Not quite, though. He's at 28.2 so far, but the times are really starting to condense down. And goodness gracious me, then. Danger Times, 2:10 per second gap between himself and P so far. That is the front row. Third position is Wouter making his debut tonight. Fantastic. Milan in 4th position. German is in 5th. And Percy in 6th position. Now Pillars is in 7th. We've got too many P's. 8th position is Gamer. 9th is Markey. And Chazza is in 10th position. Oh, now, good heavens above. And one incredible opening qualifying session we've had here. Magnificent stuff indeed there. Absolutely incredible stuff. Chaz has not set a time just yet. And Markey's done a 29.1 so far. I think that there's more in the tank there for Markey. I think in the McLaren, he is the highest placed McLaren, of course, the 2-time constructors champions. McLaren was hoping to go for a record 3 time this season, but at the moment they're definitely not the sharp end of the field just yet. Then there's our pole set at the moment. And Danger Times Center will be hoping to be what are we hoping that you'll be going for is his 4th pole position of his career. Then, if he can, of course, if he can hold on to it. But there's a lot of drivers, and there's 9 other drivers that are still in this contest and still trying to get that pole position. And incredible stuff indeed. NCP's wheel back into the garage on those dolly wheels. Oof, I'm out of breath already. Goodness me, it's only qualifying as well. I'm a bit out of sorts, said I, at the moment. My word there. I'm also sweating profusely as well. Maybe I should turn this old heating off, of course, with the what's it? I don't know what they called it. I don't know, but whatever the case may be, it's a bit tight to the old purse strings, isn't it, at the moment? But luckily, I don't know how to turn my heater on, so that's not too bad. Percy coming into the pits now, as we have now got a bit of a lull now in this qualifying session, haven't we then? So Danger Times is now pole position. He's going for his 4th pole position of his career in ALR. Of course, Danger Times is very much similar to Emerson, wasn't it? Do you remember when Emerson first made his debut in season 2 of ALR? He one of his Achilles heel for me was his qualifying, wasn't there? Because he got his first pole position, I think, on round 15 of that season. So it was about 10 races into his career in ALR before he got his first pole position. But if you race so well, do you really need to be a good qualifier? Well, probably not then, because of course it makes racing better it makes the action better for us, doesn't it? But not only that, then, but if you're so good in the race, and that's where the points are awarded out, isn't it? Whether that's right or wrong, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I must admit, but qualifying probably should be awarded as well in its own right. But then again, if you get a good spot on the grid, then that should be your award, isn't it, for the main event and the race itself? But just watching Marky out on circuit, then we've got Chaz also making an emergence out of the garage, as is the second Mercedes of Milan, then, who is currently in 4th fastest at the moment. And again, Milan there is some major issues at turn 3. On the Mercedes there, goodness gracious me. I don't know what's going on in turn 3 for the Mercedes drivers. I think they're the only team that's struggled in turn 3, isn't there? So I'm not sure what's going on with Milan and Chazza, but yeah, turn 3 has become a bit of a problem there, isn't it? We got just under 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Scooby Stew, hello. He's good evening, missed this voice said. Evening to you, Scooby Stew. Then Scooby Stew, Mushroom. How are you, fella? All good, mate. Slightly older. Hope you're well. I'm older too, mate. So of course, unfortunately, that's one thing Rose going to lose the race on, and that is time, isn't it? As unfortunately we all get older, I would say we all get wiser as well. But let's be honest, that is a complete lie if you're talking about me. Across the line, then, Marky now going across the grid, hatching to start his lap. Then everyone is now out on circuit. This is exactly what qualifying should be. Q3 of round 1 of season 8 of the ALR Gold World Championship. And now we have got 10 drivers and go for pole position. And here's our first one, and it is Mark, who's now building up the hill. Then we've got the 2 Mercedes also starting as well. And Milan and Chaz have now started their laps. Then, well, no, I don't think Chaz has actually. I don't think Milan has he? Because but for some reason it doesn't say outlap anymore. Mark, he's gone purple in the first sector, Tom. That means he is the quickest in the first sector here. Goodness gracious me, and accelerating away then. So Marky, who is now into 9 and 10, and so he's going to be about halfway through his lap now. We're just looking for sector 2, which is coming up at the end of this back straight, and alongside the drag strip. Then everyone is now. Then it's all or nothing. Then with 23 seconds to go in this qualifying session. Then Marky, they're very much throwing it into turn number 10. Then. And turn number 11 then. Now going in to 12. Here he is, and absolutely flying it through the intermediate 2 sector. Time is coming up now. 7/10 of a second, and Marky is flying out there. This is going to be very much in the ballpark, is it, for the top couple of rows here, Marky? He's doing a magnificent job with that McLaren. Wow, really good stuff indeed there. And Marky, who's making his debut tonight then, but my goodness me, he just looks like a seasoned veteran. He has raced in silver before, hasn't he? But my goodness me, he's up with the gold now, and he is flying. He's done a great lap there, almost a second quicker than his previous best, which was a cracking time in of itself. Marky is on the 3rd row of the grid at this moment in time, let's see what... Oh, Chaz has invalidated this time, and Chaz is going to be starting 10th, and that is a disappointing end for Chaz in the Mercedes. Of course, Mercedes are really struggling in this qualifying session to keep it pointed on the straight and narrow. Here comes Milan then. Look at the sparks. They're flying off with that Mercedes, and I love that you can see sparks in spectator mode. That's fantastic, isn't it? Oh, the final turn then for Milan. DRS, and there it is, and he opens the rear wing then, and he goes across the line, and Milan's on pole position by a 10th of a second, less than a 10th of a second. Goodness gracious me. Here comes Wooter coming across on Ning. Wooter's on pole position. Goodness gracious me. Danger Time's the second fastest there. And just can't inch out that 100th of a second between himself and Wooter. Here comes German across the line. He goes full faster. They're going through but too quickly for me. Gamer improves to 9 fastest, but then Pillars quickly eclipses that as well. What about Peas? And Peas stays fifth fastest. And what about Percy? Coming across on side. He was absolutely flying. Was the qualifying 2 and across the line. He's on pole position. Percy is in for the Bahrain Grand Prix. One incredible lap that was at the end there. And Cirrus Mushroom and a couple of other you guys caught it. But Percy is on pole position. That's his second pole position of his career. And what an incredible time that was. You felt though, didn't you, that Percy was just absolutely flying, wasn't he? And indeed he was. And that is his first pole position of the season for Percy. Magnificent stuff indeed then. And yes, he gets to start on the best position possible. What an incredible lap. What the incredible lap. We saw the end of it anyway then. So I've got myself tied up then. Percy, pole position by 0.3 of a second then. Look how close it was between Wooter, Danger Times and Milan there. It was ridiculously close, wasn't it? And then Percy is just absolutely smashed in an incredible time there. And he is on pole position the second time in his career, the first time this season. How incredible is that then? Fantastic stuff. Serious Russia, what a lap. Equals Aston Martin. Fire. Like 0.3. How is that possible? Milan is asking that. I've also got Gamer just saying so many mistakes. Gamer is so a bit disappointed with his 9th position, but of course the race is coming up, and I think Gamer is a very good racing driver indeed. And well, they all are, to be honest, isn't it? It seems like my teammate has some mental pace. He does indeed. Then Brooksy, my goat, P1. And of course, you'll also see Brooksy racing on Tuesday nights as well. That's a lovely little plug as well. Yes, indeed. So you look forward to seeing Brooksy back in action as well. I look forward to seeing what Brooksy could do. I think he's going to be a major challenger in the bronze championship on Tuesday nights. Of course, that's an incredible lap though from. Oh my goodness me, I'm on a terrible day today, aren't I? From Percy, incredible stuff indeed. That magnificent time indeed there for Percy. I'm just taking a look to see what the lap time was last season. It was a 1:25.584, which of course these are different cars now, aren't they? So it's very much comparing apples to oranges and all that kind of malarkey. But that is incredible to be that close, even with the so much reduced downforce, and of course the ground effect cars. Rightio then. Now this is where it's going to get very good indeed. Then not a soft tire insight. And as away we go then for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. This is the formation lap, of course. So of course, if that was a race start, then that was going to be a very mundane start. So of course, Wooter got off the line very quickly on that formation lap. And I wonder if he was practicing his launch there. We got a mixture of hard and medium tires here. Let's go for the tire first before we go for the grid. And it is medium tires from Mr. Elite and for Ewok. Both Alpines on the medium tyres. Mumford on the medium, as long with Alhan as well. Chaz has got medium. Markey medium. German medium as well. So both Ferraris also thinking that the medium tyres is the way to go then. So that's the strategy then. Soft tyre, if you're going to go for a two-stopper, then probably soft tyres will be in there eventually. But I don't think anyone's on the soft tyres unless there's a late safety car of some kind then. As we just got Mr. Racers. First time we've seen him out on track tonight, then as he didn't participate in qualifying. Right, let's go for the grid. So Percy is second pole position of his career, his first this season, as this is only one race into the new season, and that's why it's his first one. Second position is Wooter. Third position is Danger Times champion. Fourth is Milan there, who was absolutely astounded by that lap time. German down in the midfield at the moment. Now I think he's had a problem on his formation lap. Hopefully he can get rid of that problem for the race start itself, otherwise that'll be a nightmare. P is in sixth position then. Seventh position is Marky. Incredible qualifying. He's must start qualifying up until Percy banged in that incredible time. 8th position is Palers. 9th position is Gamer. 10th position is Chazza. Unfortunately, Chazza didn't get a final run in there. Both Mercedes spun multiple times in that qualifying session. Hopefully, they got rid of that as well. Beautiful purple helmet there from Liam. Yeah, he's in 11th position. Then Yar in 12th. Then we got Clarkey in 13th position. 14th is Lost Souls, and with 15th Alhan. Mumford is in 16th position. Wesley is 17th. 18th position is Ewok Jr. Of course, older fans will know that is a new F1. 19th position is Mr. Elite and Mr. Rage then. The two misters on the back row of the grid then. And now we are go for the race itself, and I'm looking forward to this 29 laps set to go. Then look at how much, goodness me, look at those shark fit, look at those shark gills on that Haas car. Incredible, isn't it? A lot of cooling on that Haas car. Who for Mr. Rage. Right, let me get me a position sorted, and we'll be getting ready to go then. And serious question saying, why can't they make the info tower small? It is a bit humongous, isn't it? It almost covers up like a third of the screen, doesn't it? Anyway, we are about to get going then for the start of the first race then of the new season of ALR. We are back under the ALR name then for season 8 then. And here we go then. So this is the journey that's going to start us off. And we've got we've got 24 races to go then. The lights are on, they've gone off, but they're just waiting to see if they got this. Go here in Bahrain under the lights then. And it's a great start for Pease. Already he's got past German then. Of course, remember there's a mixture of tyre strategy here, and Ewok Junior's dropped down the order. And now is a rubbish camera angle. As now what's going on here then is we come out to turn 2 and turn 3. And look at this. That's a Red Bull almost spinning there. That was Danger Times and getting very precarious, as well as Percy is defending from Wooter, who's making his debut. So that's contact at the back there. And that's humongous contact with Alhan, who is in the grapple. And that is not good at all. Pillars is also down, both out for Mel. So I promise that Danger Times is dropping down the order. He is down in 6th position. It's a terrible start for the champion. He is down in 6th position. That's McLaren. That's Markey. All his good run is gone off. That's a beautiful pirouette there as he is facing the right way. And it's a carnage start here in ALR Gold then. As there is carnage all over Alhan and Pillars, both dropping down the order. Did they collide, the two Alpha males? I must admit, I see what happened in the background there. Well, I didn't see what happened in the background there, did I? As I missed a bit of it. Then just taking a look here as Mr. Rage is flying at the moment on the hard compound tyres at the moment. He's having a sniff on the inside of the Red Bull of Lost Souls, who is dropped down a position. Lost Souls, and down 10 is Markey. Down 11 is Pillars. That's a major problem then for both Alfa Romeos. A terrible start for the Alfa Romeo team then. We've also up the inside goes Markey as his recovery drive now starts now then. And Lost Souls is off in turn 30 now. He's damaged the car, and I'm not sure if he had a helping hand on up, but there's yellow flags there and a spin. I'm not sure if Alhan got damaged there. Percy set the fast half of the race, and obviously of course he's obviously at the fast lap because he's the first driver to start, and it's Chaz that's flying. Look at that car, Mercedes car, goodness me, and that's a slipperier than the slippery thing down the start finish straight. Gamer now dropping down to 8th position as well. Into the pits comes Pillars and Ewok Junior as well. Is there damage, and there's damage on for the Alpine car. Alhan has stayed out then, but Pillars also in the pits as well. Disappointing stuff. We've disappointing stuff for those drivers as well. There's Souls as unfortunately, and he's done a pit and quit there. That's not good on the first race back. There's a Lost Souls there fuming about whatever happened there then. So that is such a shame. And now we're going into the it's incredible, but here Clarkey trying to make up some positions. He's already made up 4 or 5 positions already. That Gamer's going to be out-dragged here, isn't he? He has been out-dragged. They're both on the same compounded tyre. It's both on the hard compound tyres at the moment there into turn 10 before accelerating away. And at the moment, the gap at the front there is 6/10 of a second there. So far then with as our first tournament then Lost Souls out of the Grand Prix, out of the race there. That's unfortunate. As that Williams of Yara is just having a look on the back of Liam Yen, who's also a position as well. Of course, this is, as you can see, we are down going from dusk until night time, aren't we, here? And goodness gracious me. Just back on board with Yar at the moment. No, he ain't, because now I'm now watching Percy. That's it. So lap 1. Sorry, we're on lap 2 now. Lap 3 of this Grand Prix then. Pease is at 3 position there. Same for Chaz. Clarkey is taken off like a scored cat then. So is Mr. Lee as well as Mr. Rage. Unfortunately, Pillar's down at 11 position there. I'm not sure if him and Alhan had contact or not. DRS has now been enabled, so the drag reduction system has now been activated and are ready to get. And of course, that is when the rear wing is open when you're within 1 second of the car behind in the DRS zone, of course. And we've got some great battling between Pillars and Ewok Junior here. Into the pits comes Alhan, and so Alhan also did have damage, and that's a big blow for the Alfa Romeo team, as I think that they are a strong team indeed. Look at that, Percy is absolutely flying away at the moment now, isn't he? There's a piece all over the back of Wooter here, who's got a bit of a conga line of himself in the Season 6 champion German behind him, and Milan also in the air as well, along with Danger Zones there. Goodness goodness gracious me. Just watching the back of the Williams car accelerates away pillars, that's the one I got there in the end. It's now to 17th position and getting past Ewok Jr. as it's a nightmare start for those drivers, and the drivers at the back are going to have to be hoping for some kind of safety car, I think. But we are only on lap 3. There's a long way to go in this. There's a long way to go in this Grand Prix, so anything can happen, and it usually does that. As we've got Wesley, who's dropping down the order. He's spun the car. Wesley has set out to turn number, I think that is turn number 11. I think it is as he's just recovering now. But Wesley dropped right down to the back of the field. They're just going back to the midfield of madness, which just watching Marky all over the back. Then he's flying through the field, isn't he? Having a look on the inside of Mr. Elite. Then no dice just yet. And Mumford is now a second and a half out of the second and a half bent behind Yar, which means he ain't going to get DRS. So he's going to feel very vulnerable then to Mr. Elite then. And Mr. Elite and Mark Hughes also trying to come back from the field as well. I've had a lot of spinners so far in this opening exchange here in the Grand Prix, as Mr. Rage is also having a sniff as well down the back straight, but nothing doing just yet then as they park it into turn 1, 2 and 3 before getting back onto the loud pedal. And of course, I think the closest battle on track at the moment is actually between Marky, Mr. Rage, and Mr. Lee. Gurman is very close to the back of Pearson, but remember, Gurman is on the medium compound tire. He is the only driver in the top 10 who's on the medium tire, which is good. That's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And so the medium tire, we are expecting to probably do about 12 laps, if I'm not very much mistaken. I probably am. So my tire chat is pretty appalling, but he needs to make hay now. This is the bottom line. He needs to make hay now whilst the sun is shining, or not sun shining here in the night time of the desert in Bahrain, but he has got a tire advantage, and I apologise to Chazza profusely. He is also on the medium tires as well, so shocking behaviour by myself. Absolutely disgraceful scenes there. Just as I flick up there, Marky is now just got past Mr. Elite, or hasn't it? That could be an incident. Mr. Elite there using his wealth of experience and his 94th Grand Prix start tonight for Mr. Elite, and he had to back out of that one, otherwise they were going to come into blows. And Marky's first start in gold, Mr. Elite's at 94th. Just watching Mr. Rage making his, I think this is his ninth race start in gold, then down in 50th position in the second Haas car. And Wesley's off the circuit, and is he damaged the car? He has. His turn 13 is also producing some major issues for the drivers out there at the moment, and that's wing damage there. And just watching this, and look at this, and now Mr. Elite has been passed by the Haas of Mr. Rage. He's trying to stick it in there, but at the moment he's having trouble. So yellow flag again as Wesley is drops off. Who's that? That's Marky. That's his second spin here tonight, and that's cost him 2 positions. Oh dear, and that is such a shame indeed that for Marky, and he's back down into 15th position. He's got the speed, but he's struggling to keep some consistency at the moment, isn't he? Goodness gracious me, that incredible stuff that is just going as into the pits. There comes so 4 drivers then, and like stuck at the back of the field so far. Back at the front then is of course as Percy. Has he made a mistake somewhere, because they've started to reel him back in? They've reeled him in quite quickly here, haven't they? So Percy was disappearing off into the sunset, who's now all of a sudden been reeled back in, is now going to be under DRS. And is Percy made a mistake somewhere, because Wouter making his debut tonight is on fire at the moment, isn't he? He's flying up then to the back of the Aston Martin of Percy, who did an incredible qualifying time. But remember, race performance and qualifying performance is 2 very different things here. And now we got first, second, first, fourth, fifth, and oh, that's a Ferrari. Who is it? It's Mumford. He's off the circuit, and I think he hasn't damaged the car by the looks there. But Mumford, who just recovering there, having a problem as well. Goodness gracious me. Just watching it, Yarden, who's all over the back of Liam Yed, and Liam Yed is going to have to go defensive here, but man, we got another spinner. It's Wesley again then, who's having some major issues out there at the moment. This there looks like of course he's on new tires. Look at this, Liam Yed trying to go for the old switcheroo then, but Yard just about gives him enough room. But Yard is now into the points and up into 10th position. Now Chazza, who's off the circuit, is in turn 3. He's having Mercedes just cannot get that corner right at the moment there, and Bullock gets back on circuit now then. But that is such a shame. Marky's in the pits, so he's now gone onto the medium compound tires. We're on action-packed opening couple of laps here in Bahrain. This is a new season, isn't it? And the drivers, some of the drivers I expect to be in a bit of a flow here, but there has been some spinners. There's been a lot more spinners than I thought there was going to be here tonight in Bahrain. But goodness gracious me, then it's a tough old start into the race, isn't it? Mr. Rich on a fantastic opening 6 laps here, just keeping himself out of trouble, and Mr. Elite as well. They're up to 11th and 12th position there, and Mr. Elite just showing his experience so far. Back at the front then, it is at Mona Percy who is leading leading the way still, but look at the gap then, it's now down to 0.4 of a second here. Clarkey is just 2 seconds back then. Clarkey is then behind Danger Times. Look at this, this is the first 6 cars then, all within DRS range of each other, all then now fighting for this Grand Prix win here in Bahrain. Of course, it's very important to get the opening race win, isn't it, of the season, to really set yourself up going forward, isn't it? Across the line, then they come then, lap 7 of this race then. We have still got a long way to go in this one, only one retirement so far, which has lost souls. Unfortunately, he had issues, and then he had issues of spinning. He's out of the Grand Prix, and the other Red Bull is and who's that? That's the AlphaTauri again of Wesley. He's having some issues out there. Wesley is then really struggling. He's on the medium tyres now, but there's no biting into the track. Is it tyre temperature potentially? It's having issues. Then Chazza and Mr. Elite then having an almighty scrap here, and Chazza now back up into 12th position now. Good stuff indeed there for Chazza, but yeah, drivers are really struggling out there at the moment. They're struggling to keep the car pointed on the straight and narrow, which is making the action very good for us. Gamer is now almost 2.5 seconds back from Clark at the moment. Clark is a further 2 seconds back from Danger Times. Then it's the top 6 who are very much then fighting every inch of the way so far. Up the inside goes Pillars, and also trying to make a recovery drive as well. Both Alfa Romeos has unfortunately had some issues there. Look at this. Now we've got Danger Times passing Milan, moving inside. Oh, there's contact, and oh goodness me, they've had history. Danger Times and Clark, Danger Times and Milan. And goodness me, Danger Times is going to be furious at that, isn't he? And of course, we had that issue in Brazil, and the champion has been hit by Milan then, and Milan is causing to spin down. Oh goodness me, almost into the back of Mr. Rage, as Mr. Rage there, who I think was caught a bit off kilter there, but Milan has come to blows with Danger Times there, and we got yellow flag as once again is Wesley who's having an issue there, and look, Milan is now been cut off, so that 6-car battle has dropped down to 4 cars, which is German, Pease, Wouter and Percy. Yes, hashtag justice for Danger Times will be trending again, I think, after this Grand Prix, and that is Yars up the inside. He's had a great race, isn't he, Yars? Game was trying to come back at him as well. Danger Times has dropped back down the order. Yellow flag again, and it's Wesley who's out of the Grand Prix. He's gone off at turn 8, and that's a safety car, is it? Well, it's a full course caution at the moment, and I think that we might see that. Yes, it's a safety car, and this safety car is really going to throw the cat amongst the pigeons. I think that the hard tyre runners are going to be disappointed to see this. I think any of the medium runners might be happy with that there. As goodness gracious me, into the pit seconds as Wesley leaves. Wesley is out of the race. Nightmare race then for Wesley. He just couldn't having trouble spinning. Same with the 2 Mercedes as well, but that happened in qualifying. Then into the pit side comes Pillars onto the hard tyres. And that's of course there's only one set of hard tyres in the game, so he is just gone the hard tyres and come back out now. Alhan is staying out for the minute. Then Alhan is there. I wonder if he might come in the next lap then, because if you get lapped on this game, it's very difficult to get yourself unlapped, isn't it? There. So Tango, I second that. Justice. So we've also got Diashi. Hello, Diashi. Then, of course, a Grand Prix winner as well in ALR. It's great to see him back as well. Oh my goodness gracious me, Sean's voice. Hello to you all. Then, of course, I'm enjoying being back on at YouTube. It's I must say, it's quite cool. Like seeing a lot of you. A lot of your former guys that come back in as well. Drop pass there, lost pit and quit souls there, as he is. I don't think he was too much of a fan of that retirement there. Into pits comes the race leader, which is Percy. So he is now on the soft tyres. Goodness me, Percy on the soft tyres. I'm surprised by that. Remember though that he did save some. He did save some soft tyres in the qualifying session, so this might be his strategy now. And Mr. Rage, who started 20th on the grid, is now leading the race. Incredible stuff indeed here. Medium tyres and for Wouter and for Pease. German's gone hard to the end of the race, and I would assume that. So this is a golden opportunity now for German. Milan, who is in 6th position there. Clark himself, Yarn 8th position. Liam is in 9th. Gamer in 10th position. Well, no, Danger Times in the middle of the pack then. After him and Milan came to blows, and Chaz in 12th position on the hard tyres as well. Then we got Mr. Lee on hard tyres, Mumford on hard tyres, Markey also on hard tyres as well, along with Ewok and Pillars and Alhan as well. So we got a really mixture of tyres out here at the moment. So this is our first safety car of the season, and Mr. Rage is now leading the race. And so he's gone from 20th on the grid to lead the race. Incredible stuff there. He's elected not to come in though, so he may be a bit of a mobile chicane because of those tyres. So being 8-9 laps over then since the beginning of this race set, with Percy on soft tyres. So he's going to be lightning in the bottle. He's absolutely going to fly off this, fly at the restart. I have no doubt about that. Wouter in the third position, then with Pease is in fourth, German in fifth, and German's the highest. Is the highest runner on the hard compound tyres, which has pitted and doesn't need to stop again. He's satisfied the criteria. Cody Bridge saying that Lucas Aston Martin. Goodness me, he's fantastic, isn't he? He really is indeed, isn't he? As a Lucas Softs, indeed. I was a bit shocked to see the soft tyres, to be honest. But yeah, goodness me, I don't know much about Grand Prix racing. But yeah, so we've got safety car at the moment. We've got German on the hard tyres, Milan on the medium, Clarkey on medium as well. We've got a couple of drivers overtaking each other, which I don't think is allowed under the safety car rules. I don't think that has changed in the new game. But yeah, very interesting stuff indeed. There is so hard burns. I don't think are going to stop again. Do you reckon the medium tyres are going to be able to get to the end from here? Then it's going to be a bit of an ass, and they might be sparse or south by date towards the end then, but the medium runners are going to have to treat their tyres with a bit of tender loving care, I think, if they want to get into the end of this race from here on in. Safety car hopefully will be is only going to be out for 1 lap. We'll be back racing at the end of this one, I think. That game mistake, I think that Serious Russian was saying then. Serious Russian thinks that either it's a mistake on Percy's part, or that the game is not showing us the correct tyre allocation then. Well, it looks like we've got softs on there as well, but yes, that could be the case then, as we have also seen multi tyres on cars once as well, which is interesting stuff. And Mumford and Mr. Elite wants to get going again, don't they? Because they're very keen indeed. The two Alfa Romeos have now caught up to the back then, but Pillars are now having this golden opportunity then for these drivers then, after they was kind of cut away from the back of the field, weren't they, after their opening skirmishes then. So Mr. Race is the only driver not to pit at this stage of proceedings then, and he will have to pit soon then. But of course, with the hard compound, the hard tyre, anyone who started on the race on the hard tyre would probably want the safety car a couple of laps later than this. Though sometimes they put the wrong tyres on that. So from saying, so I'm wondering if Percy may actually be on the medium tyres, perhaps. That we'll wait and see on that one. Mr. Ray's the only driver who is not pit then, so he's going to have to pit. Sooner or later. I wonder if he's going to try and edge it out and try and get to maybe he might be able to get soft tyres if he gets to a sensible window. Maybe I think the soft tyres. Do they only last like 6 or 7 laps around here before they basically become unraceable potentially? So if Mr. Racing can get another 12 laps in on this tyre, then he might be able to put the softs on the end and be an absolute cannon then, potentially. Right, now we're going to be back racing just a jiff there. So Mr. Racing back at the started absolute plumb last, is now leading this Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff indeed then. Let's see if he can... Let's see then how his race start's going to be. Then he's going to have Percy behind it. Then we're thinking according to the game, he is on the soft tyres, but we're surprised to see him on the soft tyres. Let's see how this one goes. And look at the cars weeping then, as they're just trying to get some heat into these tyres. And remember, it's cool conditions then, of course, in Bahrain, mainly because of because it's night time, really, isn't it? And that's why then. So here we go then. As Brooksy is on soft tyres, he's in the part then. So Brooksy uses engineer. I think they do the other way around for bronze for Brooksy. And now we go. So he is on soft tyres, and here comes Percy. And look at German there, absolutely flying. He's trying to get those tyres to work. Percy's on the inside of Mr. Rain. Milan and German are also fighting. So we got a couple of skirmishes. Look at that, that's going to be close. And I think Milan almost spun the car there. And I'm wondering if yours, I think Clark has got past him as well. Percy leads the Grand Prix. Wouter up in his second position as well as Mr. Rage dropping down into third position. And look at this, and his Campy sneak through as well. Not quite then, as the Haas driver then trying to repel the attack. That we have also, oh no, he can't then, because P's just gone on the outside. Magnificent stuff indeed. And look at how McLaren Clark on the outside. German's gone wide then. Charles dropping down the order. He's had a spin, I think. He's down at 18 for this there. Clark is the new switcheroo. German is going to have to, he's fighting. That's going to be contact there. And look at this, the Ferrari is spinning. He's spinning. Oh, Milan, he's gone into the side of German there. Goodness me. And German has dropped down the order. And he was on the hard tyres, German was, wasn't he? But he's now down 18 for this there. Chaz is also off the circle as well. It's a bit of a mess messy start here, and goodness gracious me, there's a messy start here, and now we've got John getting past Chaza, and we got Liam Yao also down the order as well. Liam Yao's off the circuit, and he's dropped down the order as well. It's a chaos start here, a safety car restart, and now they're going to have to try and be careful, get around that Haas car here. Oh goodness me, get a bit of, oh, and Chaz is on the inside. Oh, there's a contact, there's a spin. Oh, and Chaz now figures a day late and $1 short perhaps, and he is dropping down to the back of the field, down into position now. Percy leads the race, and Wooter in second position now. Clark has got past Mr. Rage and moved up into fourth position. Clark is at Mr. Rage down the fifth position, and we've got Milan in the pits, and of course as he went to the back of Gurman after Gurman spun and with his battle with Clarkey. Gamer in sixth position, but then Danger Times is in seventh, and eighth position Mr. Elite, and Markey in ninth, and Mumford in 10th position. Then Pillars now find themselves not feeling too is now in the midfield again. And Danger Times also trying to get himself back up after his contact as well. Goodness gracious me, incredible stuff indeed. That just as equals going, damn. We have also got Milan's second nudge around justice for Danger Times, and Milan's not had a very good couple of laps there, has he, unfortunately. But Percy then he's going to be using the soft tires now, and to really flood the order. Mr. Lee's off the circuit there, and Tornado, and oh goodness me, he's burning rubber then. So Mr. Lee has to get these tires at the end of the Grand Prix, but I don't think he was too concerned about that at the time there. I think he was a bit furious, whether it was himself he was furious with or someone that helped him there. Mr. Lee jumped down into 13th position there as and coming down the back straight, Dan Murphy, then of course one of the most experienced drivers in the ALR, saying a bit of karma then for Milan then potentially. I think it wasn't it? Unfortunate, but Milan then, who is now down 80 position, both Mercedes struggling, and they've spun multiple times in qualifying. Now in the race, oh, and Pillars almost spun, then Alhan is through, passes his teammate and moves himself up into 11th position. Percy said another fast lap race. It's not a DRS though of Wuta, which I'm quite surprised by, because I thought he would have taken off like a scored cat, but not at the moment. Now he is still very much in the thick of things. And it's down. Danger Times has got past Gamer, moves himself up into sixth position now. Danger Times returning back through the field. What about the two Alpha Mills also? That's our first penalty of the season. Then is Clark here with a 3-second penalty. Pillars has passed his teammate, moving himself back up into 11th position. I should say. That's 11th position. Mr. Elite almost a Grosjean there. It was oh my word! I thought Mr. Elite, told Mr. Elite, I thought he misjudged his braking point there, but it's incredible how well these drivers just know when to brake. It's fantastic, isn't it? At the moment we've got Percy, who is still leading, but he's not got himself in front of Wouter by too much, has he? Because the gap is still under a second, which means he gets DRS. Goodness gracious me, that's incredible stuff indeed. Just taking a look down the orders there, starting to be in a bit of a spread out field at the moment. Liam, and who's off the circuit? That's Pillars off the circuit, and look, Jar is trying to sneak up the inside there of Liam. Liam glanced over to the left hand side to see where he is at, and now it's the two Alfa Romeos, and look at Jar, he is through and passes, moves himself up into 14th position. Good stuff indeed there. Mr. Elite is now in 13th position. There is at the two. Oh, contact then between the two drivers here, but Liam and Jar. But goodness gracious me, and there's Gurman down in 16th position now. Of course, he'll be he'll be very disappointed about how this race has gone so far for Gurman as well. Down in 16th position. A lot of big names that is tripping over here in Bahrain here tonight. And we've now got Mr. Rage dropping down the order as he, of course, is on old hard tires. He is not coming the pits then, and he will have to make another stop. He's the only driver that hasn't made a stop just yet. Here comes Pillars having a look on the inside of Ewoks there, but no. No dice just yet. Gosh, I'm sweating absolutely precariously. I'm sure these drivers are as well, as they are racing as hard as they can against each other. And sometimes, as Milan's got the fast lap race set so far. Of course, that is one rule in ALR is as long as you fit, of course, you still get the fast lap point, even if you're not in the top 10, of course. So that is what Milan is going to be fighting for at the moment. Then to just, but anything could happen in this race. Then we are just coming up to half distance, so there is still a long way to go in this race. And so this one, it could get very interesting indeed. Look at this. Pillars is struggling to slow the car down in turn 10, because that's the second lap in a row, but this time not as wide, and it just about keeps it on the circuit. And my goodness me then, but Alhan there But Alhan at the moment in 12th position, but both Alpha and Male so not helping each other out at the moment, are they? As they are kind of squabbling, they are squabbling over 11th and 12th position, and that is allowing Ewok Jr. to get past it now, just like go off there, and Alhan is just dropped down behind Mr. Elite. And look at that, look right, it's Jar who's also got past as well. Can Jar, and look now also Liam has got through as well. Goodness gracious me, it is action up and down the field here. Liam, oh! That's Mr. Elite is off the circuit. I'm not sure if he got a helping hand, but he's off the circuit. And goodness me, and Mr. Elite down in 16th position. And goodness gracious me, Gurman now in 14th position. Now Alhan is in 13th, but as we have got Pillars and Ewok then is swapping positions there. And now then as we can see the status quo in the background, but Pillars now back up into the top 10 on lap 15 at 29 here. My goodness gracious me, what action-packed race this has been then. And Ferrari's off. That's a Ferrari off. It's Gurman. Oh no, it's a turn 3. That's a very precarious quarter this season, isn't it? Gurman's now down in 16th position there, and he's going to be furious for that, isn't he? I wonder if those soft tires are coming in. And Wouter, who is of course making his debut tonight, can he win on his debut? Goodness gracious me, that's going to send shockwaves through the ALR Gold community. Goodness gracious me, on the back straight. Oh my word, I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. You can tell I've been doing this for a while. Oh my goodness gracious me, I've been out of song here tonight. Whew. Percy then, I wonder if has he got another set of medium tires, do you reckon? He might have another set of medium tires. He might go on to the medium to the end race. He could be, I know that he's doing a 2-stopper, and I think he's going to surely go on to the medium tires next time around. The top 3 is now 3 seconds in front of Clarkey, who's got a 3-second penalty as well. Danger Times caught to the back of Clarkey. Danger Times who was trying to recover after him and Milan had contact unfortunately, but he is now coming back through the field and is starting to he could become, well he is, I think he's still a factor in this race, isn't he? Danger Times is the champion. There he is in the background in the Red Bull, just behind that McLaren at the moment, and great job indeed. Also great job there from Mr. H, he's doing a supreme job. And here comes Liam Yet and going on the inside then. Now Alhan is trying to go, but the old switcheroo then. Alhan has done 13 laps on these hard tyres there, so he's going to be out of kills here. Liam Yet and Jar are going to have to try and get the medium tyres in the race, so they're going to be a bit past there, a bit past the south point data. Just Russian. Percy's done himself, I think, then. Serious Rusher was saying then, yes, indeed. And I think that I want to know if Percy feels the medium tires can't get to the end, so he's going to go soft for this second stint, and potentially. Well, we'll soon find out. That's the beauty about this, isn't it? Because we have no idea what's going on at the moment. Markey is the highest placed hard tyre runner, which doesn't need to stop again. He is in 8th position at the moment, Markey is. So this is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? I wonder if he meant to go on soft. Equals saying that. Yes, I think it's very interesting. That's Milan off the circuit there, and we've also had an overtake here as Ewok is dropped down to 12th position because the Williams of Yar is now up into 11th position. Good stuff indeed. The DRS is now right on the money. Into the pits comes Percy then, so Percy is now into the pit, so it's now the front 2 of Wouter and Pease, who has got 5 Grand Prix wins already to his name then. Can he have a 6 here tonight then? What about Reuter on his debut? Incredible stuff indeed then. We've got Danger Times then, who's now in the 4th position then, and we have got Gamers now got past Mr. H. Remember, Mr. H has not pitted. He's doing an absolutely supreme job on these hard tires. He has to pit eventually though. So Percy's now new soft medium tires, I think, and he's now coming out the pits. He'll be in 13th position, make that 14th. And this is McLaren, that's Clarkey, he's off the circuit, and then Clarkey's off the circuit. Oh goodness gracious me, he recovers now, but Clarkey has lost an abundance amount of time. Gurman has lost out to Chazza. Chazza's now with the 50 position there, because Gurman is in major peril. He has lost 2 positions there. Milan is in the pits, and so soft tires have called it a day. Mr. Elite has dropped down into 6th position because Chaz has done 2 cars in the matter of corners here. Goodness gracious me. And just watching that for as well. Incredible stuff indeed. That back at the front. This is the battle in between Wouter and Pease at the moment on turn 12 here. We're just watching Gamer as Clarkey is trying to recover. Clarkey spun the car. He cannot. I think that those tires are struggling already then. Goodness gracious me. Murphy. There's Percy's going to make the last 12 laps very interesting indeed. Then just wait, son. Brooks is saying, and to Serious Mushroom and Ecos, and Serious Mushroom saying Mr. Rage last 6, maybe draw a day. Then Defo and Defo as well. And it's going to be a very fine end to this race indeed. Then because we're on lap 18 out of 29 here, and there's scraps up and down the field at the moment. Liam Yates now all over into the pits comes Mr. Rage. Supreme driving indeed there for Mr. Rage. Absolutely, hats off to that man. Fantastic how he's done that. Serious Rush saying, as long as there's no safety car, this last 10 laps is going to be fantastic. On board Liam Yates, and he's all over the back then of Ewok said, and now he is up into 10th position. Liam Yates said, yes, he has. He's passed the the Alpine, and is in the points set. Good stuff. And now we've got Charles Goodman and Mr. Lee. And now we've got to see what Percy is doing as well. But, oh, look at this! And how comes he's throwing back on the inside? Oh, goodness gracious me! I thought he was going to have a lunge there. Ewok is there, but he thought better of it then, as that he might have ran to the side there because he was coming up with a head of steam, was onto the back of Liam. Yeah, but goodness gracious me, we've got Pillars who's now in 8th position and come back through the field as well. But Pillars and Markey, who both drivers who didn't stop in the safety car but stopped earlier on, is going to be on very old hard tires towards the end of this race. And lap 9 then for 9 laps then for Mumford, doing a great job indeed in the Ferrari. He is now the lead Ferrari. Ewok has had a so-so exit there, but it's still good enough there for Percy to make himself up into 11th position there. And Ewok has dropped down 2 positions on this lap. Gap the front, still 6 tenths per second there. So then everyone has pitted once, but look who's in the pits. Oh my goodness me! And Wooter's in the pits. And with 10 laps to go, the medium tires. I'm surprised that they didn't. They could have lasted longer here. Maybe they are going off fed. And now he's on the second, another set of medium tires head. So yes, we are going to have some drivers going for 2 stops. I wonder if other drivers going to be able to get the medium tires in the race from here. Then look at that. Markey is now into a supreme 4th position there. What about Mumford and Pillars? Is he going to go down for the Pillars? No, he isn't, because there's Pillars. Pillars is now going on the inside, passes the Ferrari, moves us out of the 5th position. Mumford dropping down to 6th. Jar also on the scene as well. Where's Percy? Percy is now coming through the field on 10th position at the moment. This is getting very good indeed. And as Sarah said, this is very interesting. As Murphy says, they're interested. It is interesting. Now I absolutely love it. I'm on the edge of my seat. I almost fell off just a minute ago. Mr. Elite then, who's now all over the back, a gamer. I think he's having a look at the second of 3 DRSons around here. Unfortunately, that straight wasn't long enough. Now Mr. Rage who's done a supreme job on those hard tires, hasn't he? He is now going to see. Let's see where Mr. Rage can get towards the end of this Grand Prix. Pease leads the race, and of course he has done 6. He's had 5 wins in his career. He's going for a 6th Grand Prix win here tonight. Then, but he's got to do another 10 laps on the medium tires. I don't think that's doable, but it's going to get very interesting indeed. Talking of interesting, here's Percy, and there he goes. Takes Liam, moves himself up into 9th position. And Percy is he's going to be quicker than a quick thing. However, Mumford, oh no, he is facing the wrong way around a precarious part of the circuit. Oh goodness gracious me, this is going to get very precarious indeed. A lovely pirouette there from Mumford, and good stuff how he waited for the cars to go through as well. Lovely. And there's Mr. Lee and Mr. Rage on the outside. Incredible, fantastic 70. That's a Milani spun the car. What an incredible maneuver now for Mr. Rage. Passes Mr. Elite. And these two seem to be joined in the wayside. Markey leads the Grand Prix. Pease and Danger Times are in the pits, as is Clark as well. Goodness gracious me, it's all kicking off here now. And look at that though. And look as Wooter is out in front there. Oh, and look, Wooter's through. He takes Pease and moves himself up into 4th position there. And look at this Percy, who came in a couple laps earlier on then. Is he going to have a go on the inside? He is having a go on the inside. You know, it's Jar trying to defend his position, but he couldn't defend the undefendable there. And Percy is now in the 5th position there. The top 3 have now kind of completely changed around then. It's Wooter, Pease and Percy. And now we've got Pillars and Markey, who are not only a couple of tenths up the road as well. They are going to be they're going to be happy that they're in first and second, but I have a feeling that they might be quite vulnerable there. So I'm gathering the tyres are rubbish here, and as Percy's tyre punch in the last 5 laps will be huge. Then Murphy is saying, I think I've read that comment a bit too late. So Wooter's now the inside, having a look on the inside of Percy. Nope, make that Pillars. Goodness gracious me. So the tyres have fallen away. So this is the advantage having like bronze and silver in a different day, because now they will know that it's probably going to be a 2-stopper, isn't it? Especially if there's a safety car. But if that's a safety car, it's really really upset the kill here. But Mr. Rachel is making the one-stop work at this moment. He's up behind Gamer at the moment by a couple of tenths, and we're just watching this battle here. Marky is now 3 seconds on the road. Marky making his debut. Then we've had 2 debutants lead the Grand Prix here tonight. Goodness me. I was not expecting to say that. Into the pits, so that's Alhan in the pits in the background. And 17 laps on the hard tires. He's had enough, and he's now back in then. So Alhan is also going to be out of kills as well. The Alfa Romeo drivers have really... unfortunately, the incident, the opening couple of corners here has really cost them tonight, hasn't it? Pillar's still in for a position moment, but he is a mobile chicane now. Unfortunately, he hasn't got the tires, he hasn't got the tools for the job at the moment as Pillars, so he is going to have to. He's going to have to really mind his tires. I feel that. Oh, Pease, I'm so impressed with these drivers. It's incredible. It's absolute incredible talent these drivers are. Yellow flag then is who's up? Oh, it's Jar. Oh no, Jar's off the circuit and he's dropped down in temperature. He was having a superb race, but the 12 laps on the medium tires, maybe too much of a stretch there. Clark is up into 10th position now. Pease has got past Pillars and moved up into 3rd position as well. But Lucas Percy needs to get through, needs to get past quickly here because Wooter's got a 2.5 advantage now because they didn't clear Pillars quickly enough. This is going to get very interesting then, isn't it? And goodness me, and now he's all over the back of Percy is all over the back of Pillars, and this is a nightmare for me. Oh, there's 3 P's right in a row there, and I cannot get an names right, even at the best of times. On the inside, Peace, nope, it's Percy through and takes Pillars, and he is now in 4th position there. And now he's getting away then, of course, from Pillars. So Pillars, of course, is trying to babysit these tires. He's got another 7 laps to do so. Of course, we are in the final stages of the he's on the final. We're on the final stage of this Grand Prix. Absolutely supreme stuff. Dayton's now back up in his 6th position as well, as he gets past Liam, who's down into 7th now. Clark has got past Ewok Jr. Ewok Jr. who's done 20 laps on those hard tires. That is quite a stint. So for Ewok, he's kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place, and probably need a safety car to keep himself in this one. Just watching Clark at the moment. He's all over the back of a Chazza. Mr. Rage is flying out there. He's got the move of the race as well on the outside of Mr. Lee. Magnificent stuff there. Mr. Rage, he's on course for probably driver of the day, but not only that, also maybe points as well. Fantastic. Look at this, as Jar's now look at the back of Ewok Jr. as well. Gap in the front is 1.5 seconds. Marquis, can he just keep those tires? Can he keep a decent pace to keep in the points? And this is going to get a very interesting end then to McLaren here, to the McLaren's race here. But both drivers, but Marquis done a superb jump deep. Then Clarkey was in 4th in this, but he's had a penalty, and he's now also he also had a spin as well, which is kind of taking the bite out of his race so far. Oh, and Jar has spun the car. Did he get a helping hand there? Because that car went quite quickly, but that's Jar's 2nd spin in the matter of laps here. My word there. And gosh, that's very much woke me up. I could say that. Did he get a helping hand from getting behind? I'm not sure, but that car just went completely. Out of nowhere, didn't it? Here's Clarkey, he's past Chazza and moves himself up into 8th position. In the background, got Gamer, who is now getting past Ewok Jr. And what about Mr. Rage? And can Mr. Rage also sneak through as well here on those fresh medium tires? And Gamer also on fresh mediums as well. Unbeknownst to me, shocking behaviour, really, isn't it? It's like I don't know all the facts, which I don't know all the facts, and even though sat right in front of me. Pease is actually whittled the gap down to 3/10 of a second. Was Percy is now all over the back of Pease, and Percy seems to have the fastest car at the moment, or certainly is showing it. He's got the fastest car at the moment then. And just now on the inside of Murphy saying that Jar caught the car, and we've got so that's probably what. We got a Ferrari off. It's Mumford. He was having a great race, but unfortunately he's having some major issues in this one, and he's dropped down to 16th position, and that is. That was a shame there for the Ferrari drivers, isn't it? Mumford was doing a great job as well, wasn't he? Up until the final stage of this, until the final second half of the race. And certainly got Chazza, who's 7/10 seconds back, and Dayton's all over the pack of Pillars. Pillars is now going to be feeling very vulnerable, along with Mark as well. We're on board with Wooter. Remember, this is debut tonight. He is doing an absolutely superlative job, isn't he, Wooter? And now you're on board with him. Here he comes, and Mark, he cannot defend the undefendable. There he goes, and Wooter, 2 debut debutants first and second in this race is absolutely great to see, isn't it? Loving that. Danger Times has got past Pillars and moved himself up into 5th position as well. As Pillars drops down to 6th, there's a 5-second gap now. Pillars doing, I think Pillars is actually doing a good job. Into the pits comes Liam, yeah. Liam, yeah, is into the pits, and that's very late on. I think he's soft tyres then to the end of the Grand Prix for Liam. Ewok Jr. then, who's at 22 laps on the hard tyres. He's done a very good job on these tyres, hasn't he? Goodness me, he must be paying for those tyres. That is, he's not. Ewok doesn't want to use anymore. Then Gurman back him to length after a very disappointing race there for Gurman. It's impressive how he's still going in this one. Good stuff indeed. Back at the front, and Wuta then is now still within DRS of the market moment of P, yeah, Pease wants to get past the McLaren driver as quickly as possible if he wants any chance to win this Grand Prix. Same with Purse as well, and this is very much edge of the seat stuff here now, isn't it? As any one of 3 drivers I think could win this race. Danger Times I think is too far back now, 2.5 seconds back to be precise. That Mr. Lee has got a penalty, and only 2 penalties so far in this race. Good stuff indeed there. However, it might cost Clarkey, it's going to cost him at least 1 position so far, may even cost him more than that, but he is going to pull away from the Chazza towards the end of this one. Yara's had a 3rd spin then, and goodness gracious me then, yeah, it's a bit of a difficult end to this race then for Jar, unfortunately, but at least he's seen it. If there's a safe car towards the end of this race, then this may be able to help the likes of Jar get back into this one. And look at that, Aston Martin flying up the inside of Percy, getting past Markey. Oh goodness me, I thought he's going to have a... Oh, and look at this, Lucas has lost the car, goodness me. And I'm not sure if he was looking backwards or not, or if he clipped the curb, but Lucas has dropped down to 6th position, and that has cost him. That has possibly cost him potentially the Grand Prix win, or certainly a chance at fighting for the Grand Prix win. Goodness gracious me. Into the pits, there comes Jordan. He's had a nightmare race, hasn't he? Now then, Wuta leads them by 1.3 seconds then, with Mark in for a position. Danger Times in 4th, Ben. Danger Times is on the course then for potentially... for potentially getting a podium here, but I think that the win is off. Is very much off the cards now. Well, I say off the cards. Look, you can see the race leader in the background, in the foreground. Now Clarkey was having an almighty trouble getting on the accelerator pedal there, wasn't he? Goodness gracious me, that car was swerving from left to right. My word, Mr. Rage doing a brilliant job. He's back on board, Mr. Rage at the moment. There in front of us is Chazza on 16 lap old hard tyres. Then a Gamer is directly in front of us, and so maybe there's a couple more positions there that could Mr. Rage could definitely find himself. Could definitely find himself gaining more positions potentially if he didn't cut my jib. Now the front is still stabilised, it's still 1.3 seconds, it's now 1.2 with just 26 out of 29 laps in this race, and P's second. Markey doing a great job in 3rd position with Danger Times in 4th, and he's going to be too far back in that Red Bull, but he'll have a chance in the second DRS zone, which is coming up in just a corner or two's time here. As always, Danger Times there, I'm not sure if he started spilling or not, but he's lost an abundance amount of time there, and that's very much probably woke up Danger Times slightly, albeit he's probably wide awake anyway with a very eventful race for the world champion. We got Jordan Day then coming up now. Markey, Pillars and Mr. Rage. That is your vote then. Who do you think is going to be Jordan Day? Up the inside goes Percy. He passes Pillars, moves himself back in the 5th position. But I feel that he's going to be very angry with himself in this race. I think it's got away ever so slightly from him in the later stages. This one, Danger Thomas hasn't got past Markey yet, has he? And this is going to just and as he's going to he needs to get past him in the next the next lap or two, otherwise he is going to be in the danger zone of Percy, who would probably like to he might want to get a podium here at the very least then. So who do you think is going to be driver of the day? At the moment we've got 33% 40% is Markey, 60% is Pillars, and Mr. Rage on 14% at the moment then. So keep your votes coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. So 7 votes so far. Great stuff indeed then. I got someone keep that poll on the screen there because it keeps minimising. God damn it! All right, Wooter, as we got Liam, who's got past Mr. Lee, who has done 17 laps on those tyres, 19 laps down for Pillars, 21 laps for Markey. Very good stuff indeed. But Markey's now off the podium. Danger Times is back on the podium. I think this is the first time he's been on the podium actually in this race, or in the podium positions, I should say. Oh, goodness me, someone just knocked my nose off there. Chaza is in 8th and Gamer 9th and Mr. Rage in 10th position. Sorry, I've got a bit of heartburn coming. Oh my word, that picks up bacon I've had earlier on. Chaza, who's now going to be under threat from Gamer and from Mr. Rage. Not German, no, because German has come a cropper at turn 3 and he's also knocked me nose off as well. He is down in that position and the former champion, and I feel that points may be off the cards now then. Has to go to Marky Serious much the same for Draw of the Day. Dammer said, yeah, the same, although Phil Percy can catch Danger Times potentially and get on that podium still. The gap is 4 seconds at the moment and we're just, gap is 4 seconds at the moment and Gamer in a 9th end, just on board a Gamer at the moment and there's Mr. Rage in 10th position as well. Marky's got 57% of the vote so far. Don Modan, the Division 6 champion of last season, in HD is saying the piece is slowly catching him, but it's not quickly enough at the moment. It's there because we're coming up to the second to last lap here now, and I think that Wouter on his debut is going to be absolutely overjoyed with this result, isn't he? He's going to love that indeed. That Gamer, who would like to get another 2 points, then if he can get past but Chaz, this will be an extra 2 points into his account. We got Pillars is now dropping down the order. Mercedes of Milan still going, but he is really struggling now. Milan is unfortunately Gamer's got past Chaza. Mr. Rage, and can he sneak through as well? There's going to be no problem from behind now because German's in the pits as well. Probably going to try and get a soft tire run on then and potentially try and go for the points here. Yeah, Percy's going to have Marky, I think, then, as Marky is less than 2 seconds gap at the moment, and German is in the pits. He's down behind his teammate Mumford as well, but he is on the soft compound tyres. So this battle here is going to get very fruity indeed. Then I think then it's a fast up then for Jar, who is in 17th position. Of course, that's what they're going for now. They're going for the bonus fast up, and you can get fast up wherever you are, as long as you finish the Grand Prix, of course. Pease has got the gap down to just over a second and a tenth at the moment, but it's not enough. Danger Times in third. Marky 4th. Lucas Percy is in 5th. Clarkey is 6th, but he is currently needs to gap Pillars by 3 seconds if he wants to keep top position. Gamer in 8th position. 9th is Chaza, but he has got a very inspired race from Mr. Rage tonight. A brilliant drive indeed there. A very good race indeed from Mr. Rage. 17 seconds back from Mr. Rage as his teammate Liam Yeh. 12th position is Mr. Lee. He has a penalty as well, but he currently is not losing a position. Alan in 13th and Mumford in 14th position. Then we got the soft runners of Ewok Jr., Yar, German, and Milan. Retirement said is Clarkey's off the circuit, and Clarkey, who's gone off at turn 15, and has he damaged the car? He has damaged the car, and this is a golden opportunity now for Liam to potentially get in front. No, he's pitted and quit, Clark Yassen, and that is oh dear, that's not good, is it? As he probably felt that he's left possession, he's going to be furious. Mr. Rage, he's in the wall. Oh no, and there's an ambulance. I can't see what's going on. Mr. Rage is off the circuit, and he might have damaged the back, and then he's going to definitely have lost out to Chaza here, but he's still in. Oh, he's got to make sure he's got to keep that car going. Luckily, he's got a big enough gap He's got a big enough gap then to stay in front of his teammate Liam, yeah. But my goodness gracious me, an action towards the end then. But Mr. Race is going to be devastated by that one. Marky's tires must be crying. They have done 23 laps and Percy's now going to be all over the backfield. But I think he's going to run out of time here. We're on board with Percy now then. But he's going to have so much more. He's going to have so much more grip and confidence and the braking is there. But so he's going to only have one corner to do, which is turn 14 and 15 here. Here comes Wouter on his debut. He is standing for Troy, but my goodness me, he's done a Max Verstappen on his first race. He is going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. He is the winner of the opening race of the season with just a half a second in front of Pease in second position. Good stuff indeed. Marky's got draw of the day, and he has done an absolutely superb job as he is Percy ends off for a crash there. What a drive there from Marky on his debut as well. Two debutants have really stood out today. Wouter's got the win. Marky's got the driver of the day award. That is an absolutely fantastic Grand Prix it was indeed there. Oh, magnificent stuff indeed there. Mr. Rage could have potentially got 8th position there, but Chazza hang on to 8th there with Liam, going to claim the final point net. We'll find out who fast that is as well in just a jiffy there. But Marky, what a drive today. But it's Wouter on his debut there, gets the Grand Prix, and that's a perfect start for the Alpha Tari team. Then drive of the day goes to Marky, 58% of the vote. Pillars on 35%, 5% for Mr. Rage, 17 votes. Thank you very much, sir. Absolutely brilliant stuff for I really appreciate all you guys there who put it in the vote there. Fantastic stuff indeed. Retirements in this race was Clarkey out of the race, Wesley and Lost Souls out of the race. Unfortunately, I think 2 were pits and quits, and Wesley lost it at the past turn 8 and 9, turn 8 sector there. Hats off to Milan, by the way, for sticking out. Hats off to all the other drivers that had stuck it towards the end there as well. Very impressive stuff. But Mark is saying, oh, they were crying, and they definitely were crying towards the end there. But yes, good stuff indeed there for Wouter on his debut here. He has won the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's a perfect start for himself in the AlphaTauri machines. Mr. Rage gets the game drive today. I thought he did a superb job, Mr. Rage did. Unfortunately, spun towards the end there, but it was a great drive then for Marky, who did get drive today. That's absolutely superb on those hard tires. Absolutely incredible. Oh, I absolutely love it. Look at that then. As a hop, skip and a jump then on the podium. Really good stuff indeed then for Wouter, making his debut tonight and his won then. Another debutant Marky also getting drive today as well. That has been an incredible race. What a way to start off the return of ALR Season 8 here tonight then. And we have still got 23 races to go here. This is going to be a fantastic season. I have no doubt about that. Pease in second then. Third position, Danger Times. Great comeback drive there from Danger Times as well after his contact with Milan then. Let's take a final look at the classification then from the Bahrain Grand Prix. Wouter on his debut there, 2-stop strategy was a winning strategy in the end then, but Wouter on his debut there won the race then with Pease in second position. The half a second the gap was in the end then. Danger Times in third position there. Fourth position was Marky, driver today, absolutely supreme. Fifth position was Percy. Sixth position was Pillar. Seventh position Gamer. Chaz in eighth, Mr. Rage in ninth. From 20th to 9th, great drive from Mr. Rage. 10th position Liam as well. Good stuff for both Haas drivers. Just outside the points, Mr. Lee in 11th position. Al Hannons in 12th. Mumford 13th. Ewok Jr. 14th. Jarin 15th, German 16th, Milan 17th, Clarkey is in 18th. Retirements is Clarkey, Wesley, and Lost Souls all retired then from the Bahrain Grand Prix here in Sakia. What an incredible race that was. I am absolutely. Well, I've really sweated my rear keister off that one. Remember that coming up tomorrow, we do have, of course, the Silver Grand Prix then, and that is going to get very interesting indeed then tomorrow night then, of course, for Silver, and of course, Bronze is also going to be racing on Tuesday nights there, so don't miss that. That's going to be fantastic. And then Wednesday it is going to be the 100% League then. So Pease has left and joined then. Pease, one incredible return that was there, but so close yet so far. Half a second between yourself and Wouter towards the end now.
Yeah, it was a good ending, interesting ending. I wish I had one more lap. Might have been able to do something, but I'll take it. Good result. There's a lot of carnage. Didn't get involved.
It was a lot of your
Good feedback.
rivals were having a couple of issues. It seems like tripping over each other and spinning off the road. Was the tyres a factor today, or was it just the track being a bit slippery?
The track is very, very slippery. I don't know why, but Bahrain's a very like it was very very slippery track. But yeah, no, it was good. A lot of people spinning, so I enjoyed myself. I didn't spin, so that's all that matters.
And you said that if you had one more lap, you might have been able to get Wouter towards the end then. But it was so close yet so far. Are you happy with this P2, or do you feel that this race win got away from you?
I think I probably could have won because the traffic definitely was a hindrance, but it would have been a hard fight regardless. So one or two doesn't matter. It's a good result.
And that safety car, did it cause a bit of a curveball, did it? Did you have to change your strategy on the fly when that safety car came out? Because you started on the hard tires, I believe.
Yeah, I had to go from. I was gonna just do a hard medium, but then I flipped it to a hard medium because if I'd stayed out on the hards, people on fresher tires, it would have been long. So yeah, I had to change from one stop to two stop, and it worked in the end. The traffic was the hardest part, but other than that, it worked out in the end.
And then looking forward to the remainder of the season. And we've got 23 races then. How difficult is it going to be this season to keep up the consistency? Is that going to be the major factor this season? Is consistency?
100%. I mean, you're not gonna win anything if you're not consistent, and sometimes you just have to accept you're not gonna have the speed at some tracks. So yeah, I just try my best to be consistent, not get caught up, and go from there.
Really good stuff today. A piece brilliant, brilliant on your P2 then as we go into Saudi Arabia in a week's time. Then, thank you very much for Peace for talking to me. Thank you very much for you guys then joining the stream once again. It's been absolutely cracking stuff indeed. Then, welcome back, ALR Gold. Magnificent stuff indeed. We'll see you in Gold. We'll see you in a week's time in Saudi Arabia, but I will see you on Tuesday. Knowlesy will see you tomorrow for Silver. Goodbye.